sophomore. So last year I came on and they were like, because I did like casting for like my like high school sports and stuff like football, baseball, that kind of stuff. Um, so I came on. I was like, I play league. I could do this because we were looking for someone. Just so we weren't just like rotating around. And then eventually I gave it, and Tristan was like, And ladies, gentlemen, and envies, welcome to the first week of GLEC League of Legends Esports here at Valpo. I'm your host, Daikenbe. I'm here with my co-host.
Henry, Speedy Kill Ninja.
And it feels good to be back, honestly. This is our first week back. We're looking at a brand new champs, brand new patch. We're about one patch away, I think, from Worlds here. So we're looking at a couple of changes. I know Valpo's roster has changed a little bit. Sadly, we lost two of our better players. We have Zach and Donk Senpai. But we're looking into this year with a brand new cast, a brand new set of players, right? We have a couple of newcomers. We're going to see we have Shadow Spark in this game as our support. We're going to be looking at a change in jungle as well. Although first game, we're going to see the return of Vector coming back as well. But overall, it should be an exciting season. I mean, Henry, you can talk to me about it, but patch wise, we've seen a lot of dominance in top lane. We've seen a lot of dominance with a couple of junglers coming out. I mean, right? Who do you think really comes out on top when we talk about jungle specifically in that role?
Jungler, I think Trine might be slightly favored, but we'll see. Jungle has to work really closely with the mid laner too. I think we have a stronger jungle mid matchup for
Yep.
sure. I used to compete in this league for another team, and historically, Trine is at a very strong bot lane. So we'll see how Trine kind of plays around that and what they work with. Obviously, they just lost the GLEC MVP last year, but still have a very strong ADC and a new support player who's also very strong. But for Valpo, I'm really looking at that mid jungle matchup to really start off strong. And we got some new players this year, but I'm really excited to see what week one brings us for Valpo.
No, definitely. I mean, you're talking about that mid jungle matchup. We have MF Jakimbo coming back now, just rebranded as Jakimbo. So we're shortening the name here, getting it a little bit more situated. But I mean, he's coming back exactly with the same energy. And as we hop into draft here, we're gonna be able to take a look at who we have going, who we're banning, who we're drafting. Valpo will be blue side for this first game, so we're looking for that first pick. Honestly, if I had to take my guess here, we're probably looking at a pick ban for Jarvan 4.
Yeah.
Jarvan 4 with this recent patch being Gore Drinker's Spear of Sojin, just way too strong to not pick ban. And Valpo first ban going with Xerath as well. Insanely strong this patch too.
Yeah, I'm curious what Trine's going to ban out here. I'm expecting a decent amount of mid laner bans just
Yep.
because Justin has so many strong champions that can really just pull away with the game. As we see an Ash ban coming out for Valpo. Um, I'm not super up to date on the patch, but J4 has always been a really strong champion. I'm sure that's going to be a pick ban.
Yep. No, I
Um,
mean currently if we're looking at just like Mobalytics, I think his lowest win rate he has is 50.2 against Rek'Sai, right? And Rek'Sai,
oh,
she's been dominant throughout like these last four patches ever since her like revamp in like 13-13, I think it was.
and that's the lowest win rate
Yep,
too. Still a win
exactly.
rate.
Yeah,
Still winning.
lowest win rate is still a coin flip practically. So, I mean, Valpo getting to, you talked about their strong bot lane that they had. Obviously, we're focusing a little bit over here with the Ash and Misfortune ban, but trying kind of splitting up their bans a little bit. We're going to see who they ban third here, but throwing one down to Dreadful side as well. Dreadful, who we saw first semester last year, our top laner, second semester, our ADC, coming back as our ADC, and it looks like Trine
Oh, there
will
it is.
ban that J4. Yep. I mean, it's way too strong, especially being one of Vector's more comfortable picks that he takes. We've seen it all through last year as well, even when Jarvan didn't have Spear or Sojin. But now getting that ban off, it's going to limit Vector a little bit here, but Valpo really kind of already know what they want. You saw the ban from Dreadful. You don't want to give them any more opportunities to wait or pick away from Valpo. So picking up that Zaya might look for a Rakan second as well, might look for a Thresh second. There's a couple different engages that you can run with that, and overall, just a really strong peel pick from Valpo.
Yeah, Zaya's a very safe pick. There's a lot of ways you can work with it, a lot of different sports you can go. It's a very uncommittal,
Yep.
so a lot of different options. As we see, Paulo's picking up the Sivir. Not really sure how that is in the meta,
hmm
but very strong pick. Probably going to be looking to just farm and play a chill lane.
Yep. I mean, one thing that obviously picking up Sivir in your comp right now is kind of underrated is that especially if you see the crit static Shiv build that she's building recently, her side lane potential is monstrous. So the
Yeah,
idea is it's that if you just feed resources to her, right? Obviously, Sivir's two-item power spike has always been a huge thing for her, but now with that static Shiv, you can really hit three items faster than you could hit two with the farming. It's wild, but we might be able to see try and kind of play around that bot side now. Might because you pick up Sivir right? A pretty heavy scaler. You might want to look for someone that's a little bit more early game when you're looking top to mid. Give someone that Maokai can play around here. But Valpo, seeing the jungle pick or seeing the support pick, right? Obviously, Maokai can be flexed here. Picking up the Ivern. Ivern kind of been sleeper strong for like,
I don't believe it.
really,
I don't
really.
know. It's
Okay,
been a while for me. I don't. We'll see
okay.
how the Ivan does. That's a
No,
interesting
definitely.
pick. I'm curious to see how it plays out.
Mhm.
I'm sure they've been working on it, and the Thresh picked up for support.
There's the thresh we talked about. No, but I mean, the strength of Ivern, especially have we seen Valpo play, is that it's insanely hard to get a pick now, right? You
Yeah.
can't play for team fights where you're looking for picks anymore. You have to fight team fights 5v5, and especially into Zaya, into like a lot of area of effect champs that we like to pick, it's really tough for trying to kind of get that angle. So if Vector's able to hover a couple of lanes, excuse me, hover that mid side to bot side, I think we're going to see Ivern be really, really strong here. And
Okay, so the Maokai looks like it's going to end up being a jungler as they pick up the Rakan going with the Sivir. Looking like it'll probably be a call start for both ADCs here
yep.
as they just want to farm up. Sivir really wants to get to that 2, 3 items like you talked about. Xayah Thresh, really good combo for sure too.
Hmm.
Um,
Definitely.
so yeah, looks like we got our jungle and bot lanes locked up for both teams. We'll see what bans we got coming out. Another ban for Jakimbo. Cassiopeia, really strong 1v9 character, can definitely take away a game.
Yep. I mean, it's kind of tough because you see that cast ban, and now Valpo has to come back and go, okay, we got to ban this Oriana, but we know Trine's mid laner likes to play that Syndra. So banning that Oriana, while it does take away anything that, cast could have been countered, um, you also lose a little bit of your offensive side for Valpo. So we have to kind of see what Trine is looking for in this mid lane, especially because you already have some pretty strong scalers here. You need someone that Maokai can really fight around here. And Valpo trying going with the Malphite ban for topside. Valpo banning that Kled as well. Looks like I mean Malphite probably was the pick into Kled. We know that Trine likes to play that Kled top, and Anaya loves Malphite top. So not having that pick now, you just kind of have to go with the Kled ban, get it out the way, and we're back to flexing it. Trine looking for a
Okay.
victor here. Okay.
Given the counter pick to their top laner.
Yep.
So that's pretty typical, but I was honestly kind of assuming the counter pick going to the mid laner.
Hmm.
But Victor, just a solid control mage pick.
Yep.
Um, talking about the Kled ban, that reminds me that this Trine team is returning a lot of players who have been around for several seasons. Kettle Whip's Kled is something that's been notable, at least that I've seen throughout the conference play for several semesters.
Yep.
But this Trine team has a lot more experience and a lot more returners than this Valpo team, so we'll see if Valpo can kind of match with that synergy and how they'll be able to compete with that.
Yep.
So we see the Syndra.
Definitely. I mean, Syndra being extremely, extremely strong here. Biggest thing about Victor, right? Obviously, you need to match his scaling when it comes to a mid lane, and now you have that mid lane pressure because you have a little bit more range than Victor. Obviously, Victor E being an issue, but Syndra just gives you a lot more options. And going with the Scion last pick as well, at least hovering it, probably is. Yep, there we go. Scion being a pretty strong blind pick here, right? Although you do have the counter pick going to Trine. Um, I feel like you're more focused on Valpo's comp, at least looking here. You have an extremely strong team fight, right? You have the Zaya, you have Ivern, you have Thresh, and you have Syndra to work for choke points. So now you need someone that's going to be able to sit in that side lane. You need someone that's able to at least focus a little bit of pressure here, and I think that's what Valpo was going for.
Oh,
But I mean, having the counter
Gwen
pick,
is
you got
that's
to use the
tough.
counter pick. Yeah, having
Um,
Gwen is insane.
Scion's pretty easy to get countered, although it seemed like it was a little more comfort pick for sure over um, like maybe a meta pick, just because I've seen Anaya in here. So like with that Scion top a lot, and I've seen
Yep.
a lot of success just speaking over looking at the games. But late game, Gwen is definitely going to be a concern for the split push. We'll see if Scion's able to maybe get an early lead so they can contest with that split push.
No, definitely. I mean,
Um,
Trine right now looking pretty strong with their engage. We have a ton of ways to go in, right? You have the Rakan WR, you have Maokai ult, you have Victor to counter CC, you have Victor to lock up as well, space a little bit, and it really gives a lot of space for Sivir to roam. But the
yeah,
idea is it's that you're gonna have to try and fight these 4v4, 5v5s
yeah.
because with Valpo's comp, it's going to be extremely hard to try and look for a pick with Ivern hovering around, especially with the mobility he has on the map.
So
So,
as we talked about Valpo looking for these 5v5s, another slightly concerning thing is Trine has a lot of disengage too with the Sivir ultimate and the
yep,
Maokai ultimate, two very strong team fighting ultimates. Another thing I noticed about Trine's comp that might be a weakness is they have a lot of AP damage.
yep.
So they're really going to need that Sivir to play well, which, I mean, I'm sure that's kind of what they're confident in and hoping for. But if that Sivir gets behind, it might be an issue for stacking some MR.
Definitely. I mean, Trine is kind of playing an AD feast or famine kind of build here, especially going into Valpo, who has a couple of stackers on their team. So you're really looking for kind of being able to fight that not so much early, right? Because you're sitting with Sivir, Victor, Maokai, right? But other than that, I mean, we're looking mid to late game for Trine here, and I think that's their strongest part. But I mean, Valpo then if you know how Trine's comp kind of works, Valpo looking at them, obviously you have a late game scaler like Syndra, but if you're Xayah Thresh, I feel like you're trying to fight in that lane. You really don't want Sivir to be able to get first item static shield because that makes it extremely harder to actually try and fight that.
Absolutely. I think it's time to buckle up because it looks like we're going to have a long game. And for
Yeah.
us, I'm looking at like 25, 30 minutes plus just based
Yep.
off the team comps.
No,
Um,
definitely.
like you said, I think that bot lane for Valpo really wants to get ahead early, try and zone Sivir off some of these waves in XP and gold. Um,
I mean, yeah, you're trying to force a little bit of pressure here. I'm excited to see how Vector kind of works this Ivern into the lanes at least because we know obviously he's a great counter gank, right? He's a great at moving around, kind of hovering a lot more than his ganks. But when we're talking like we just did with the Xayah Thresh in the bot lane, you need to be a little bit more proactive. You need to be able to step up, get at least a little bit of pressure in that lane. Make sure that Sivir knows that she's not alone down there, right? Because at least pressuring, right, and maybe not forcing things, but being able to show up in lane a little bit is going to be huge for this comp and at least delaying Trine from getting that late game scaling they need.
well, we're going to have to wait for this 5 minute delay, and we'll be right back with you guys to get into this game.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, as we're loading into this first game of GLEC Trine versus Valpo Esports. Valpo being blue side here. Trine just kind of setting up, maybe looking to counter invade, but Valpo just walked the complete other side, got deep ward on red. Um, Looking at pretty basic setups here. We know that Vector likes to invade when it comes to Ivern, likes to steal enemy buffs just because of how quick it is. So having that deep ward is going to be super crucial to just kind of getting him a little bit of tempo in this early game.
Quick
Um,
shout out to Magic Griffin, new follower. That is the former Great Lakes Esports Conference MVP.
hey,
The
hello, hello.
support from Trine University. Big shout out to him.
I mean, it's all friendly competition on this side, man. It's good to see you here. Love to have the support, but no. I mean, as we're looking into these lanes, I'm not really expecting much in this early game, being
Yeah.
honest, other than maybe a couple bot side trades.
Oh, we see Ivern sneaking into the red buff here. Has
Yep,
he placed a ward down early?
there's
Can
the
assume that
steal.
Maokai's on the blue.
Yep. You know where they start. That's a lot of tempo, especially for Valpo. Just trying to get a little bit of vision up.
See Maokai maybe anticipating the invade.
Yep. It looks like he Ivern did walk on red ward there, so Maokai's looking for an early thing mid. It looks like we're going to be going to try and counter gank this here. It won't probably won't turn into much here. Just a couple of chips, but that will give a huge lead to Syndra in this early as well, forcing Victor to pop both his potions here, especially level one. But there is the Maokai invading. Obviously, not much damage coming from Ivern early, so Maokai can kind of
Yeah.
sit comfortably in this jungle here. And again, a couple of trades on this top side as well. Going pretty well for Anaya. Just trying to get as much as you can before that Gwen true damage starts to pop off, honestly. But
The Maokai maneuvering around this Ivern without vision.
hmm
Trying to pick up these camps before his passive's ready. Or maybe trying to find Ivern when he's really low from his passive.
just trying to like dance around a little bit, and there it
Oh.
is.
I don't,
Just
yeah. Level
waiting for
2.
that timing on passive.
Level 2 not low enough to engage or look for a fight.
Yep. And you have to be careful here. Vector, I mean, using his passive on all those camps is draining his mana. So he doesn't have much more to fight after getting these buffs here. But now, I mean, Trine knows where Valpo is, knows kind of the tempo that they're working at here. It's going to be a lot easier to engage as you see him bot side, which means that this Trine top laner Kettle Whip is just able to walk up and take a huge trade to Anaya, probably chunking her out, trying to force her out of that lane there.
Trine's jungle is a little behind as we saw him try and maneuver into Valpo's red side jungle. Wasn't able, came up empty handed, so now he's going to be a little bit behind.
Yep,
Oh,
and a huge stun there
wow,
as well.
barely
Looking
lives.
for something. There's a
Oh,
shot, and that's going to equalize that round.
wow. But we see Sion starting with that call. A very weak early game for Sion. He does have the minion dematerializer that's able to pick up those cannons without him having to walk up.
Yep. I mean, we've seen Anaya play this Scion top and go cold start, right? Obviously focusing on that late game scaling. And we've just kind of seen her take over games at some point. I mean, that's how the champ works, but really just to a higher degree as we see Anaya hit like 20 minutes and immediately just start terrorizing that top side.
That Q stun under turret was huge for this laning phase, bringing Anaya back to even. So we see Ivern walking up. Maokai also looking in the area. Oh, the spell immune.
There it is, and first blood does go, but the
Oh,
root
Ivern
here
does
as
hit the
well,
Q.
tossing in, and Vector will pick up the second kill of this game here. So not so much like distributing that gold to top side, but at least going one for one. So
Yeah, at
gonna
least getting
change
the
up that
trade.
lane. Yeah, they're gonna be able to get back to the lane like pretty much equally here. As we can see, this bot side really, I mean, it's Sivir lane, right? What did we expect here? But lane is gonna be pushing in now.
Just about even in CS, with trying up 5 CS, but the wave pushing into Valpo.
Yep, no, we're gonna see. We're getting our first couple backs from this mid lane as well. Really even too, even with that like level one trade with Ivern walking into lane here. So, um, pretty even game overall right now. I mean, only a little bit of a lead is really in that top side, and obviously in that jungle being able to trade that one for one.
Yeah, Cuddlewhip doing a great job of using that counter pick top lane. As we see that spell immune is a real big problem for Sion. Unless if he's in the W range, he's still able to get that knockup. But that was the reason that first kill came over.
Yep, and we see Maokai hovering this bot side as well. We might be able to look for a 3v2 gank as we saw Ivern top going for that Gwen. Maokai maybe looking for an angle, but not really seeing it here. Trying to walk into this tri-bush too.
There is
They're
no
going to force
vision
Valpo
here
to
for
be back. Watch
Valpo.
out.
Oh,
Oh, he's getting the around flank here. He's going looking for Zaya. There's the lantern. Lantern
oh,
tosses in.
great
Maokai gets
job.
pulled under tower as well. The ignite goes off. Rakan tries to dump in, but it looks like they will just get the disengage.
Great
Jacob trying to
awareness
do the
from the
best he
support
can.
player to get the lantern and the hook under turret for hoisting the flash out of Maokai.
Yep. No, I
Wow.
mean, huge disengage there from Shadow Spark, our newcomer support. But we've seen those Thresh Lanterns he's been throwing in like practice all the time. And there's a huge hook as well on the Rakan. Rakan pops that E, still has it up on cooldown, and just able to get out of there pretty quickly.
That was looking pretty bad for Valpo there for a second, but able to make it a beneficial trade for them as both bot laners will reset.
Definitely. I mean, that's the one nice thing about Thresh is obviously jungle, you don't want to be going for the support here. You're obviously going to focus that ADC, giving Thresh that lantern angle. Makes it just really tough to go against. I mean, we're talking about runes here as well. Uh, Usually with Victor, usually with Syndra, we like to see that first strike. I was wondering if they were gonna take like an Airy, maybe trying to poke out a lane, especially knowing how weak a lot of these champs are early. But it looks like they're both just going for that scaling, and he's a huge Victor ult as well. On that river trade, gonna chunk Vector out here, see if Vector can get any of his camps from that.
I played Victor last night and I opted not to go for a strike, so interesting choice here from their mid laner.
Hmm.
Although he probably knows better than I. Another interesting spells to note, Polyps with the cleanse here, pretty important for the hook and some stuns that we see from Syndra and Scion, also from Ivern too, and then the ghost coming from Kettleweb. Pretty standard.
Ooh.
Oh my
Woo!
goodness! Now you're living again. Oh,
A
that
little
back
bit
is a
close
little
there,
too
but you got.
close.
Oh,
Oh
the ult
no way!
under tower gets the airborne. Gonna try and chunk her out, but it looks like,
Oh,
yeah, you just have to go for the wave there. Too big. She's
oh,
just gonna E over wall.
yeah,
I mean, from draft, we kind of knew
yeah.
this is how that Gwen lane goes against Sion. It's a little bit rough.
Probably would have been better off recalling a little further away, but I did like the attempt. That
Yep.
had me on the edge of my seat there. I thought we might be able to turn it.
I mean,
Um,
it's a good try. You have to go for something here when you can, and we're seeing the evolution on Cinder now, getting that double Q. Gonna be a huge spike in this lane. We're seeing Jakimbo already, play pretty strong, but still really even in CS here. Hairless Crab doing an insanely good job of just being able to match. Especially with like the range that Syndra has in that lane. We're gonna see a rotate here. First drag will be going to Valpo. It looks like.
yep.
Um, Try and just not having Maokai in the area. No point in contesting or wasting anything. Just gonna have to take it back. Oh,
Try
but a huge engage here from Rakan. The EWE walking in, but then the hook from Thresh as well. They might be able to turn this. The ignite on Rakan. Rakan flashes back out. Silver trying to use ult to just boost them away. But here comes Daisy getting the slow as well. Maybe getting the knockup and the root. Gonna be able to jump in. And there's the flash from Silver as well. All sums blown for that Trine bot side in that engage there. Just trying to hang around a little bit too long on that dragon, not expecting Daisy to really be up there.
I think maybe Trine's bot lane was anticipating Victor being down there, as we saw Victor initially roam down to contest the drag, but he saw no point as the jungler was going for the rift.
Yep.
Deciding to opt play around top side with the strong Gwen, as we see a Maokai out come down here.
Ooh. The
Oh,
Maokai with the Victor ult might be really bad for Chikimbo as it does time out there. Both mid laners insanely low here for this
oh
fight.
wow.
Trying to get away. Yep.
It's on a sliver.
About one health. Gets the rift. Be able to pick up the rift, but probably will die for this here. Trying to give it to Chikimbo. And there it is. First kill
Great
on
patience
Valpo's
from
side
Vector.
for
Able to
that
give
mid
that
lane.
gold away to Jakimbo.
Yep. I mean, it's huge because not only do you get that kill, but I mean, we're talking Syndra, we're talking evolution here, right? You get champion takedowns, you're trying to get as many shards as you can. Um, which I mean, honestly, it's kind of ironic. The Syndra versus Victor is both like scaling, killing things gives you shards kind of lane. So I mean, getting anything for that first half is huge for Jakimbo here, as he will take a CS lead as well, being able to get it back. But I'm assuming once Victor picks up this wave, it won't be too much of one.
See the gold lead just about 1k for Trine, as most of that's probably coming from the top lane with the plates and the CS differential.
Yep. I mean, trying right now, obviously you still have the scaling aspect to the team, but they're really looking for Gwen to pick up a lot of slack for at least this early game. So carry enough until you can get to that mid to late game. And it looks like, I mean, she's doing a great job right now being able to take about like a 30 CS, 40 CS lead up on Anaya in this top side.
The biggest concern is how are we going to be able to match Gwen late game? Because once Gwen gets to 2 or 3 items, she's a very strong champion. Not to mention that she's already ahead. So that's probably my biggest concern is
Yep.
see if how Valpo is going to be able to play around these
And
fights.
we
As
might
we
be able to
see
look for a
Anaya,
solo here for
oh,
Anaya walking in and
oh
gets the
wow,
shutdown as
the
well, which
Gwen
is
getting a little
huge for equalizing
overconfident.
this. And we do have the TP bot side though, as Rift Herald from Trine is being dropped to get a couple of plates here, split between 4 people. Um, as yeah, I mean, Syndra walks down, it will be a 4v3 in this bot side as we see Ivern going up and invading that top side, knowing that I mean Valpo's bot, other than losing those plates, is pretty safe right now. You have to be careful. They are hanging around a little bit here. It looks like Victor and Maokai are looking for maybe a pick on Syndra here, but Jakimbo probably obvious to that and just walks away, gets a couple of trades there, picking up a couple of shards as well.
That kill for Sion top is a huge equalizer. So it
Huge.
brings the gold back to even. I'm assuming Kettle Whip just got a little overconfident with the Q healing,
Hmm.
maybe just waiting on a cooldown.
Yep, no.
Uh,
I mean, especially now, probably wanted to stay for that full item completion as well, right? Picking
yeah,
up that Rift Maker. But now, I mean, we're seeing Sion's just gonna stack AP, right? Not really worried about the Sivir right now. Not gonna encounter her until, second, third item probably. So you get Merc Treads, you're probably gonna go Jack Show after this. And it's really rough. And we're seeing Ivern in this top lane again. Ivern, really, I mean, we talked about this before, but Vector's being proactive in these lanes, showing up as much as he can, both bot and top, and it's at least like covering a lot of slack for this team here.
the Maokai we've seen hovering topside a lot, although he hasn't really accomplished much as far as helping out the Gwen.
Hmm.
Um, just kind of been farming and having presence for like counter ganks and stuff, but hasn't really accomplished a whole lot as far as ganking.
And we're seeing now it's like, all right, Gwen is going to all out this here, popping the ult, but then Sion ult comes out as well, neutralizing it. Probably just gonna walk back into that lane, just kind of scrappy now. But we're seeing Sion W is now getting enough health that you can tank that Q3 from
Yeah,
Gwen and at least win a trade out, especially with grass proc. But now we're gonna have an engage. It's looking to be a
spell shield on the
4v3
hook.
as Syndra is trapped on the backside. There's the Maokai ult to engage as well. Rakan ult comes out, but he does get rooted from the side. Zaya ult coming out, flash too. Maokai looking for something, but just going to be pulled back. The root. Daisy's still working. Rakan W comes back in, hits two. Going to be a huge pull, but here comes Syndra down on the bot side. Daisy putting in work. Syndra flashing in. Going to look for something there. Double kill too. And top side as well. Anaya looking. Trying to get that hit, gets the grass proc off, and a huge
Oh, gets
trade
the
for
slow.
Valpo. And there's the flash
Oh, the
and Q coming
flash.
from Anaya. Gonna finish it off. A huge 0 for 3 trade for Valpo on all sides of the map there. Gonna take second dragon. That's a huge tempo shift for them, being able to take the first gold lead they've had in this game.
Well played all around.
Wow. I mean,
Able to pick up the second drag too. That's
yep.
huge.
I mean, that was huge in the engage bot side, right? Obviously, you know that Syndra's split from you. You can't play that fast. You need to play it slow. Let Daisy do work. And immediately, once Daisy was able to split them, force them back to their tower, you saw Jakimbo flash in, get the Q, get the W, double kill easy, walk back, blow a lot of sums.
That
And
was great patience from Valpo waiting for the Cinder to come in for help.
yep,
And I have to admit, I see the light. The Iron works.
yep,
That
no.
ultimate was huge in that fight too.
Yep, the ultimate, the
I
spammed
believe.
ease as well, keeping up Zaya and Thresh there. Not to mention, we had a huge like counter as well, right? We saw as they started to turn that, knowing that Syndra was there, we had a huge hook from Shadow Spark, another root from Vector as well, kind of slowing them down enough to let Syndra flash in. So,
You see Gwen walking up in the top lane here. Better be careful
yep.
for this gank.
Oh,
Sion does have ultimate. Not able
yep.
to.
And there's the ult coming out. Gwen was able to block it. It's a ton of damage. Gwen ult is out, trying to walk under this tower, probably looking for something, but not going to be able to get it.
All
Just
that
a
gold
ton of
from the
damage.
shutdown. Able to build up enough health and MR to be able to live these engages.
Yep, it looks like Vector will stay in this top side trying to catch, but you have to be careful. Here comes Rakan. Rakan might be looking for something. There's Daisy bumping out, gonna force this Gwen out of lane at least.
See the
Not
Maokai
getting it,
coming up too.
not getting the knockup, but Vector has to be really careful here. As you see, it is 3 topside against the Ivern. He has a lot of shield, but I don't know if he has enough to survive this attack.
We do
We
see
do see,
San coming in for support. Thresh roaming back to top.
yep, and it looks like Syndra will walk
Jakimbo
up
also
too.
looking too.
Syndra and Thresh
They're
might be really
anticipating
dangerous
this.
for this Maokai in this river here, as we see a
Great
couple
map.
engages. There is the hook
Oh,
and the toss out as well. The stun might be looking for the ult, and there it is. There's
wow.
the kill for Jakimbo.
Great
Yep.
anticipation and
But
vision
we
from
have a 1v1 in
Valpo.
this bot side as well. Looks like Thresh is trying to Dreadful is trying to take
Oh.
on Zaya here. Zaya just missing the ult. Um, a little bit scrappy in the spot side here, but the tower shot as well, just trying to equalize it a little bit.
We do see both supports roaming around, giving their ADCs both solo XP.
Yep. No, just trying to give it a little bit of impact here. We're gonna see second Rift Herald will go to Valpo here. Not really any chance of like stealing it or trading it after seeing Maokai go down. But Valpo is looking extremely good right now. Having that top side be at least, one level up on item, and then having your mid laner 4-0, especially a mid laner like Jakimbo 4-0. Valpo's in an insanely good spot right now to start taking over this mid game.
It's great to see just impressed all around, just from top to bottom to support. I mean, it's one thing when you have one player who's really taken over, but I've been impressed by every player. Top lane being able to control their emotions and come back against the Gwen, as we see Ivern
And
coming
here's
in
the
for the
stun
help.
as well. I mean, tower is low enough now that you can kind of just push this wave, and it looks like Ivern will stay up here. Probably look for a rift drop on second tier if they can at least
Yeah,
get this first tier after
see
demolish
Rakan
drop.
rotating up.
Yep, you have to be careful. Here comes Rakan. You still see Maokai and Victor bot side with that Sivir, so not going to be too dangerous here. It's just a 2v2, but you're at least putting enough pressure on that you can get your team the backs that they need. And we're seeing Jakimbo just picked up from the one needlessly large rod, picked up the Rabadon's 2,000 buy, and that's a huge spike for him.
No Magi's from Jakimbo.
Yeah, no, I mean not yet.
It's,
Being a mid
these
laner
are
as
just
well.
full buy Magi's.
Yep, I mean we talked to Jakimbo about his like Syndra kind of comp and what he likes to look for, and in his words, it's like if you are fed by 20 minutes, just buy Rabbit on second. He's like just buy the AP. You don't need any cool items or anything. So, I mean, we're seeing it right
Just a
there.
few minutes ago, we already saw him one shot somebody with his ultimate. So it's
Yep, it's
that
about to get
Rabadon's gonna be
wicked.
very scary.
Yep, it's about to get really really wicked. But no, we're seeing the 1-3-1 here coming out, especially setting up for this drag here. You have Jakimbo, who really is so hard to touch in lane now for this Victor that he's gonna get this bot pressure, right? Obviously, if he doesn't like misplay this, you have the bot pressure for drag here. We're seeing the wards go up as well. Just trying to get a little bit of vision. There's a huge stun Q. Oh my
Oh my
goodness, just
goodness.
one shot. Didn't even hit the first Q, just second Q, W, E, and ult. One
Naya
shot
running
there.
away the other way.
Yep. It looks like we'll try to
Delaying the
just
inevitable, maybe? Or
yep. We'll try to maybe proxy a little bit here. Probably going for the execute. Gwen not gonna chase, but it looks like Maokai and Rakan will try and catch up here. Um,
Drag's coming up soon, and we have Rift Herald, so this actually is not bad for Naya. Either she gets out scot-free, or they end up losing a lot of priority for this dragon.
yep.
As it
You
looks
have to
like
be
they're just
careful
going to let
though.
her back.
Yeah, you have to be
Kind of have
careful.
to at this point.
If they decide to fight this, you do have Gwen TP up and you don't have Anaya's TP. Anaya's going to have to match this top side if Gwen wants to go in for a fight here, but it looks like Trine will just trade this mid.
Yep. They're
Um,
opting to give the dragon and fight for the next one, get this mid turret, which is super important to open up the map for Trine.
Yep, couple of
All the,
pings here. Trying to watching Dreadful walk almost right into him, but opting to be a little bit safer there, walk around the side. You do have 4 in jungle here. Probably looking to collapse on Sion, who's a little bit pushed up, and I has to be careful here. They are taking Grump.
does
Uh,
have flash. Ultimate is down, though.
yep,
I think this Rift Herald's running out pretty soon here for Valpo, so we'll see what they decide to do with it. I was anticipating using it to get pressure for Dragon, but they didn't need it with the Naya kind of being split.
yep, and it looks like
And
they are
they're
going to
not in
show
a sticky
topside here.
situation here.
You gotta watch out. The
Does have the
Maokai Q
flash.
knocked them out of the
Oh,
Rakan W. They're going to try
she's
and
just
trade
too
this mid
tanky.
turret here. in shade for like setting up Baron, I guess. But
Wow. I
still.
thought the Gwen was going to be the split pushing problem, but Anaya's drawing all this attention with the Dragon and the three people while they have Rift Herald mid.
Yep, but here
Doing
comes
a
the
great
ult from
job.
Sivir and the ult from Rakana. Huge three-man charm with the Maokai ult, but we're seeing those. That's just gonna be gone. I was gonna say we're seeing the shield from Ivern, but I mean he's just gone. That's five in mid lane there, being able to catch him out. Huge quick engage. We talked about it before this game how you have the Sivir ult, you have the Rakan ult, and the W. You have the Maokai ult. It's such a flash engage there that they saw three. They know Anaya's top. They're taking a chance with Syndra not being there. Let's just go fight
A
that.
lot of ultimates used there. We'll see if Valpo decides to contest the Baron, even down their jungler.
Yep. I mean, they're gonna have to look for a kill with Syndra here. But I don't think they'll be able
Sion
to
split from
contest
the
it. But
team.
here comes Anaya
I
walking
I
in.
think they're going for it.
Yeah, honestly, if they can
Um,
get at least a little bit of damage, there it is. Sivir almost going down there, trying to get a chip. She's one shot. Anaya taking just the
Anaya
whole
just
team at this point,
1v5.
being able to walk
Anaya
down.
all by herself.
Yep, huge pressure off, and it looks like they will take that 5v4, get off. I mean, Anaya was 1v4 in that team with Syndra just kind of
I mean,
shooting
they
from
had
the
the threat
back.
of the other three from Valpo, but realistically, she just took everything and
Yeah.
was still very healthy. But we saw all the ultimates down from Trine just getting the pick on Vector mid that they didn't really have the resource to be able to fight even a 5v4 for that Baron.
And I mean, it makes sense that she could take all that. She went Jack Show, Abyssal Mask, Merc Treads, right? And now just building the Grievous Wounds, just going for that Thorn Mail is, like we talked about, third item is really where you want to start looking for that Sivir, at least for a little bit of armor.
Yeah,
But
I mean, we talked about in draft, like, they're very AP heavy unless if the Sivir can eventually come online around 30 minutes or maybe get a lead, but that has not happened yet. As Anaya is just a massive tank, looking like she was struggling a bit early game, but has just completely come back and been a key component for this team to be able to frontline and apply pressure in the split push.
yep.
She's doing phenomenal.
And I mean, we talk about this kind of Sion Gwen matchup, right? The hardest thing about that matchup is lane, right? Is you go into lane, you go into side lane even like later in the game, and it becomes just so hard to actually fight that.
This makes me feel better about losing to Anaya in a inter squad scrim in
Yep.
lane.
No, trust.
Another important thing to know, obviously, Jakimbo doing a great job in mid lane. That was something that we kind of expected, him being our highest ranked player.
Hmm.
But also the bot lane, I'm pretty impressed. Only down 10, 15 CS going against a very strong bot lane support. That's kind of been the cornerstone for Trine over the past few years. But doing a great job, especially Dreadful, beating these solo lanes, now protected by his support, Shadow Spark. Um, Shadow Spark doing a great job peeling, and both haven't gotten a kill yet, but they also haven't died yet. So
No, yeah. I mean that sometimes that's all you can ask from your bot side, being honest.
it's kind of
It's
what we were
just
thinking in draft was okay. This is going to be a
yeah.
call, very slow
Ooh, we
bot
do
lane.
have an engage here. The W is down for Gwen,
Oh
so she
my,
just gets one shot by
sheesh!
Syndra. Jakimbo taking that early kill. Now you're gonna have a lot of lane prio here. Gonna have to
The
ping off
the
Baron
Merc
as you do
Treads did
have.
nothing.
Yeah, I mean, once you saw that Gwen W down going from Ivern, right, trying to take that tower, seeing Jakimbo walk into that lane, it was a little bit Jover. It was a little bit over.
Yeah.
I
We
mean,
do see Dragon coming up, trying to establish some vision, as this is kind of what they need to do.
yep.
If they give away Soul, I mean that's pretty much Jover for their
Yeah,
for
no.
John's hope for game one.
Mountain Soul throwing it on Anaya, that's a little bit rough. I
Uh,
don't think anybody can match that at that
I
point.
think if you're trying right now, we saw what they did mid lane against Vector with all those ultimates. That's really what they're going to need to do
Yep.
against Jakimbo. Try and find him split from the team. Although
Yeah.
Ivern and Thresh have kind of been just holding his hand most of the way,
And
as
here comes a
that's what you
TP
need to
from
do.
Anaya as well. They are going to try and set
Bringing
up for
all
this drag. The
five.
W going down. The shield
We
only taking a
see
little bit of damage. They're trying
two
to
top
trade.
lane from
And
Trine,
there's a
both have
huge ult from
TP.
Anaya coming from the backside. Two stun. Gonna have to pop that Rakan. Shirelia's there, just trying to get out. Another stun. Sivir trying to walk up, but we're just gonna see Anaya take so much here, walking back like nothing happened, being able to just root back out as well.
Both members of Trine still have
Oh
TP,
my
have not
goodness,
showed up
bye
to the.
bye.
Oh
Yeah, that was almost a two for one,
oh,
especially with
the
the
bounce
W
almost got the
range.
Sivir too.
Yep.
I mean, they just can't really contest.
Yeah, it's anytime Syndra's on the map, I don't think their bot
I
side
mean,
can play.
Victor and Glenn both had TP, but it just wasn't worth it. They were gonna get wiped.
Yep, not at all. I mean, if they TP in there, that might just be game, honestly, with the damage that they have on team. Um, but no, I mean, we were talking about how they engaged and they popped those ults against Vector mid lane. That kind of snap engage, I think, is how Trine gets back in this, at least for game one. Um, because you think about it, like looking at the gold distribution, if you're running a 1-3-1, you have your jungle, ADC, support mid lane, which are the least fed on Valpo's team, right? Those are not like weakest as in they're playing bad, but weakest in
Yeah,
comparison to the 7 and 0
yeah.
and the 3 or almost 3 item Scion top side. Um, that's your best bet is you can five that and it won't be enough time for Syndra or Sion to really get in there. You're gonna have to give a little bit like probably a tower top, a tier two or tier two bot side. But you need the gold. You need the gold desperately because you're only 3k down right now, but the item spike is just much stronger for Valpo.
The value of the soul too
Yep,
is a lot.
huge.
Um, Valpo obviously in a great position to win this game, but I think for Trine, win con wise, maybe looking at that Gwen split push. I mean, Sion does infinitely scale, but Gwen does outscale a Sion in a
Yep,
side lane.
yep, definitely. I mean,
We haven't seen it yet. I mean, Anaya's definitely been holding her own and more in the
yeah.
side lane, but so we do have Cinder right down there right now, matching the Gwen
Uh-oh.
with the TP that
Yep. On vision as well, being able to pop
guy's
that
spell
W
immune.
before the stun. Those Merc treads with the tenacity being clutch there.
Cinder does have that ultimate though, so Gwen can't
Yeah.
really walk up to her at this point. So maybe that's how they deal with the split push. They just send Cinder down who she can't fight.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, she's forced to pop that W after W. I mean, you're
Yeah,
really, really.
W with a long cooldown too, around
Yep.
15, 20 seconds.
I mean, it's really rough trying to face Syndra with so much range. Obviously, best bet is just trying to get in Syndra's face so that her QE combo just doesn't stun. But
Yeah, that R3 from Gwen does do a lot of
uh oh,
damage.
uh-oh. Jakimbo just pinged he's fully transcended. He just got his he got the like 35%
You're
AP
telling me
buff.
he's stronger now than he was a couple minutes
Oh
ago?
no, he
That's
just
scary.
pinged it too. Yeah, all right. Jakimbo's he's fully transcended. He just got mini Rabadons with that Syndra passive. Uh-oh. Yep, we're gonna we're gonna see a lot of damage come out.
Good
We just need
reaction
that
from the
W.
Gwen, not getting stunned there with the E dash away.
Yep. No, good timing on Kettle Whip there, trying to just dodge that with Gwen. Gwen having TP up. It looks like all TPs up are or all
Sion,
TPs are up except for
Sion's
Scion.
TP is coming up soon, so I think that's why they're sending them down there, hoping they'll be up by the time Baron is.
Yep.
Sending Syndra back up with the team.
No, I mean unless Trine has a really good unless Trine is really keeping track of Scion TP, it looks like it will come up here before this Baron fight. And this Baron fight might just be like the decider of this game, honestly.
I think it's smart for Anaya to just no reason to engage on the Gwen. If she does TP, he has multiple ways to stop it.
Yep.
But there's no reason to be fighting her.
If you see TP, I mean you have ult to interrupt it as well.
Yeah, you have Q, ult.
Yep. No, I mean it's a good matchup right now as well, especially because Gwen can't get
Oh,
that
goes for the
tower. And
steal.
there's the steal for Trine as well,
Wow.
hopping over the
Great
wall,
smite
getting
by
that.
Project Chrono.
Yep.
And the team able to get out.
Huge steal for Trine. That does slow Valpo down a ton. And I mean, this gold lead is even. We're seeing now Anaya is going to
Oh,
struggle a
TP
little
coming
bit.
out.
Yeah, there's the
I think the
TP coming
Gwen
from
might be able
Syndra bot
to
side.
escape.
Trying to walk around here, but I think Gwen is going to be out unless
Yep.
we see
Oh,
Shadow Spark try and
Thresh and
collapse
the
here.
Xayah try and collapse.
Yep. Probably
I think
won't be
she's out.
because
She's
looks like
quick.
Dreadful is just not looking on the map,
Oh!
but the huge stun flashes in as well, trying to get inside that W range, get the damage. Jagimbo picks up another one.
You
And now,
know,
I mean,
great job getting the kill, but that flash cooldown for Jakimbo could be costly uh, over the next 5 minutes.
he has to play extremely safe now, but a huge thing for Valpo at least, although they got that stolen, is now it's not on Gwen. You don't have that Baron buff on that split pusher.
Oh, that is big. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, no, but um, huge for Trine. I mean that puts them neck and neck back with Valpo. I mean we see the kill is obviously something, but gold lead is the decider in league,
Yeah.
right?
They
And
also did not have the objective bounty on the Baron, which is another important thing to note because that would cost for a ton more gold.
Yep. No, I mean
Although
they
if there were objective bounties, that'd mean there was a hefty gold lead too,
yeah.
though.
But now I mean with that
Elder
Baron,
coming up soon.
yeah, it's gonna set them up for Elder here. Which is really, really something because if Elder comes up, you still have that Baron buff up. You're
A
gonna
lot of
have that
priority.
slight edge here. You're really gonna need Valpo to play safe here because you're seeing trying to sitting in that bush. They're
Yeah,
looking for a pick, right? They're
Trine
looking.
has
They
full control of vision and priority for this Elder.
Yep, they know Jakimbo doesn't have flash here. He can't walk in this jungle. And it looks like they have a couple of pings. There's the ult. There's the
Oh,
Maokai as well. The
they
flash coming
find the
from Rakan
Syndra.
and this heal.
Oh, the
It's
big
huge
stun.
damage, but it looks like Jakimbo will
No
get shut
flash. He
down
goes
here.
down. No Zonias either.
Yep, huge Zanyas. Here comes Zaya walking in from the side, but it is a 4v3 now. The flash coming from Victor trying to get in on something. A huge ult. Victor picking up a kill. Zaya pulls back, gets a Rakan, and here comes Sion from the backside as well. Huge stun. Gets the knockout.
Oh,
Double kill for Zaya.
great peel for the Zaya.
Yep, and here comes
Self
Dreadful
peel with the
walking
ultimate
down.
and flash.
This is huge here. I mean, you pick up the kill on Gwen, you pick up the kill on Rakan. You will trade 2 for 2 here.
Jungler is dead though for Valpo,
Yep,
so
but you do have Anaya to pressure off this Elder if they decide to start it.
Victor's TPing in to the
Yep, there's
back
a
here.
huge TP from Victor here, being able to get back in. You have to be careful. Jakimbo doesn't have TP either.
Sion is able to frontline for sure. He's able to just walk up.
Yep, but I mean, they're looking to
Oh,
stop this. I don't
the
think they're looking to
Sivir's
fight
online.
this. It's really tough now. I mean,
Yeah,
Sivir is online now.
Sivir is starting to shred with through that Sion. Not
Yep,
quite as strong as he was before.
it's getting a little bit rough. Trying to
As we
walk
see
around
the
at least a little
respawns
bit.
coming in for Valpo.
Yep.
Gwen still has 10 seconds.
Zaya walking back in the pit. Victor R is ult. Here's the ult from Anaya, but Anaya will go down. Shutdown going back to Sivir. Trying to get the pullback. Trying to get something. Gets the shutdown on Victor, but it looks like Rakan came back in just in the nick of time. Vector just trying to stay around. Throwing that Daisy up. You have Shadow Spark with you as well. It's a really
Jakimbo
scrappy
coming
fight.
in
Trying to
from
get
down.
that pick on Maokai. If they can finish this Maokai, especially Syndra, Jakimbo's back up on the back line. They get the shutdown as well. The toss in. That's a double kill for Syndra. No, I mean, it's Gwen and Rakan in that back. It's up to them to try and stop
Valpo
this
has
Elder.
smite now
Tries
too.
to get the charm up. There's the ult as well, the knock in. But Vector will take that kill. Trying to jump in on this Syndra. There's the E. And that's going to finish the ace. And
Oh
Elder
my goodness.
going to Valpo. No one's going to be up to get it, at least. I mean, maybe they can delay it a little bit, but I don't think it's worth it. They're just going to get the Elder. 3 of them have it. But what a long fight. I mean, Trine played the early perfectly, right? You get the early pick, you walk up, you trade 2 for 2 into Valpo right now, and then you walk back, you have that pit control, but then they just took way too long sitting in that pit. You got one pick, Vector was able to get back, and then it just became really, really tough for trying to kind of finish that out.
What a wild 2-minute sequence there.
This is game 1. This isn't even like game 3. This is game 1. And we're already seeing a huge competitive spark, at least coming from both these teams here.
Trying to push out these waves is once Valpo gets up here, you really kind of got to play back while they have the Elder Drag. You do not want any business with that.
No, definitely. And I mean, we're seeing a little bit rough. Where obviously that Sivir is now online, right, doing a ton of damage, having that LDR third. And Anaya opted to go the Force of Nature instead of that Thornmail, just kind of building the component instead. And we're seeing now it's like Sivir's really starting to shred.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to be careful here. I mean, Syndra is one item off of full build at least now. Probably going for the Morellos, going for that Magic Pen. Especially with Syndra, literally all you're looking for is Magic Pen. Because you have enough AP built in with your passive and with Luden's Rabadons that the rest of it you need. The Horizon Focus obviously for that range, but then you go the Void Staff, you go the Morellos for magic. It's good. No, I mean now Velpo has to try and use that Elder Dragon, but the issue is it's like you're 1-3-1ing into a team with Gwen, right? It's kind of tough because Anaya is playing defense against this base here, but one death, Gwen takes inhibitor, right? It's kind of the danger of not being able to like walk back for her is that one kind of mistake. And here comes the Maokai ult. Looks like they are just trying to zone off a little bit, clear this wave, just delay a little bit longer. I mean, Maokai ult is on a small enough cooldown now, level 3, that Or not level 3, sorry, level 15.
I'm a little surprised Sion's kind of contesting this blue buff.
Yep. I guess just like
I
trying to
feel like
play
your main
around a little
job is
bit.
just to kind of wave clear
Almost got
and.
it. Just walking back, yeah, we're
Oh, looks
seeing
like
how
we're
huge the
setting up a
shield is,
collapse
but
here, though.
here comes Ivern as well and Zaya trying to walk up. If they
Oh,
can
the
get this
blast
pick here,
cone's
it's
there.
actually huge.
Oh,
Huge ult as well, being able to stop the blast cone and walking around. There's the flash and the Q, but the W stops it.
see
Gwen is
Thresh coming.
immune, trying to walk away. Thresh maybe
Uh,
looking for something, but doesn't want to commit too hard to that as you see Trine and the rest of them walking up. Here comes Simmer walking in. They don't have vision in that bush, but with Ivor and W at least, they can cover for it a little bit. And we're gonna see Baron probably start up here. You do have a 5v5. You have TP up from Gwen, so she'll be able to join this fight pretty quickly. But it looks like they're not gonna go for Baron. They're just opting to back. They might be sitting on a little bit of gold here.
yeah, we're gonna start seeing some full builds come through from the ADC and mid laner here.
Yep.
So we are 36 minutes in the game.
No, I mean buying that stopwatch for Zaya is huge as well. Now you have so much peel for yourself. Obviously trying
Yeah.
to build into that GA.
Noah Zonia's from the Syndra, but does have that flash and a lot of peel with the Ivern and Thresh.
Yep. You have to be careful here. Looks like Trine is setting up something
Oh,
here. They're being
Death
a little
Bush.
bit mischievous. There's the ult as well. You see Shadow Spark just show up on map a little bit, forcing the flash out of him. Gonna force him to Hex Flash now, or force him to have his Hex Flash now. And that's kind of huge, especially for this engage on Valpo's side, not having their Thresh Flash.
I presume Maokai's ultimate will be back up pretty quickly, already a third of the way
Yep.
back.
I mean, we just watched it and it's already
Yeah,
up. I think it's like what a
it's pretty short
30-second
after
cooldown.
16.
Yeah, 35-second cooldown at
Oh,
16.
he's only level 15, but
Wow.
it's short cooldown.
Yeah, no.
Does have those cooldown boots too.
And it looks like Trine has a lot of control over this topside river, knowing this objective. Um, if I'm Trine right now, you want to look for Valpo to at least try and force this, right? Like you're not looking to really start this up because Valpo can turn it really, really strong. But you're looking for them to at least like go look for vision, go get something, right? You're using your Maokai E to get a little bit of vision here. You can bait them out, you can catch them out here, which would be a huge turn for this team. And we're seeing also he sent that Syndra to go match that Gwen bot side here. It's really dangerous. Gwen does have Banshee's Veil though, so you do have the spell shield up. Excuse me, you have the spell shield up at least. But outside it's just gonna be really tough. Yep, and here comes Baron startup as well for Valpo. You do have TPs from both sides coming in. There's the TP from Syndra. They're just gonna give this bot side tower. The ult from Maokai coming in, trying to go in and steal it, but it looks like Vector will pick it up.
Great
Huge ult
smite.
from Rakan, but the Zaya pullback is just way too strong. Jakimbo picks up that kill. They're going in the cleanse from Sivir as well with the ult trying to get away. Here comes the flash from Victor running away from Sion ult. As Sivir is just caught in this backside here, Jakimbo picks up a second
TP
kill.
going back for the Gwen.
Yep,
Smart.
there's the TP for Sion. Sion going to match it. Looking to pick up next Elder that's coming up here in a minute or two. Or 10 seconds, excuse me. Elder going up right now. This is going to be a huge turn. And honestly, if you're Valpo, you take this and you run mid. You take this and you have to just go mid. You can't spend any more time waiting or trying to push waves in anymore. The 1-3-1 is just a really delayed, especially into a comp like Trine. You just got to finish this game now. I mean, Syndra is 14-1. Like,
Great smite by Vector though, able to secure the Baron this time.
yep,
As we'll look to either get a reset push mid or just push mid and end the game.
yep. It looks like, I mean, Syndra is full build. No need to reset for her. She's going to at least push this wave out, go match that Gwen topside, or at least play a little bit of danger.
We'll
Uh,
see if they decide to group split up, what their strategy is here.
yep, and there's the GA for Zaya as well. I mean, it's going to be really tough for Trine now to try and stop this mid, especially because I think Syndra W itself would proc Elder. Like, I don't think you need any other abilities. I
It
think you
might.
can throw Syndra W and kill someone, which is really funny. But I mean, it's how this champ is. She's been insanely strong like this split, but because of like kind of her playstyle, not many people pick her up, but it looks
Looks
like
like
we're
we're
gonna
gonna
be
get a
going
1-3-1
Titanic.
out from
Oh,
Valpo.
I'm sorry. What?
Looks like we're gonna get a 1-3-1 from Valpo here.
Yep. All right. Got the 1-3-1. So just kind of walking around. Um, but they have so much pressure now on this side here. Maokai ult is enough to stop them at least, but I mean, turret going down, they're gonna have to stop something here. Really tough. I mean, trying to at least trying to play into this Elder Dragon Baron push is just really, really tough for them. Yep, we're seeing here, throwing a couple of roots out. There's the stun and there's the kill. Bye bye. I mean, just getting caught out once is enough. And I think this will be the ending game push for Valpo in game one. As you have the Maokai down, it's a 4v5. Gwen looking to go back, and there's a Rakan ult and W trying to do something, but Zaya's pullback is just way too strong. The Zanya's is enough, but then the W kills that Victor off. I mean, huge game from Valpo. Huge game from the mid laner. 16-1 for Jakimbo. Just early scaling. We had that first fight around Dragon, which was huge. Um, and from then on, I think it was just really, really tough for Valpo to try and get back in this game. Or trying, excuse me. Yeah,
Well, great game one to Valpo. Really impressed. 42-minute game. Took a while,
yeah,
but got the job done. Very clean. Only a few mistakes, but I'm sure as we go into this break, we'll talk it over, clean some things up, and prepare for game two.
definitely. I mean, here in the booth, we'll catch you guys at the start or draft for game two. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, as we're hopping into the draft of game two here. It's going to be Trine versus Valpo. Trine now has blue side. Have to be careful. Obviously, looking for a couple of bans. First ban being Zach because for Valpo's side, we have a new jungler out, Snacky Vengeance. He's first year here at Valpo. Really good jungler, right? We're looking for huge impact here. And I have with me, excuse me one moment, sorry about that. All right, we're all good. Sorry about that. We're here with my co-host Vector from the last game. We're just talking about draft here right now. Obviously, trying having that blue side. I mean, do you think Valpo will leave Jarvan 4 open?
No,
Yeah,
zero chance.
yeah. I mean, I think J4 is just way too strong right now, especially because Trine's jungler has been playing J4, like most played jungler at least. Banning the Poppy, not wanting that Poppy top. Okay.
Interesting, because we didn't even see it last game. They had to read.
Yep. I mean, there is Valpo's ban on J4. You're gonna see who Trine wants the first pick here. Um,
I would guess
going.
I think they're looking to flex Rel. Is that something we talked about? As we were gonna pick and flex Poppy as the response to what they flex Rel a lot.
Yep.
So I think we'll probably see Rel.
Makes sense. I mean, banning that Poppy then is huge. Not gonna be able to get countered either in the top or or top or support because obviously you can flex her three ways just like you can flex Rel.
Yeah.
Um,
All
Valpo
right.
going with the first pick Wukong after picking that Zaya, going with that armor stacker. We know that Snacky Vengeance, newcomer to the team, likes to pick that Wukong. That Wukong, that Zac, that Viego kind of are the top three picks for him there. So being able to pick up on that Wukong, uh, good blind, right? Just usually overall pretty useful, good engage. And I want to see who Valpo tries to back up. Ooh, Misfortune. Okay. Valpo picking up a Misfortune here. Now, what I'm wondering is, are you gonna go the Misfortune crit build, or are you gonna go Misfortune lethality? Lethality Misfortune right now is obviously like the highest win rate. It's insanely strong on Misfortune, but when we're talking competitive, when we're talking team fights, I feel like the crit on Misfortune is just much more
I
useful.
think we're gonna see crit here because Wukong has armor shred,
Makes
so
sense.
lethality becomes less effective anyways.
Yep, that makes sense. Um, it's just we're trying to see a lot of team fighting going on here, especially with Wukong engage. But trying picking up the Maokai. Maokai just insanely strong, right? Not a bad pick in the Wukong either. Obviously, into an armor stacker, you're not really looking to take any AD. But we saw last game it was just a little bit tough. Trying to draft it around a really hard scaling comp. So other than the Rakan, ult, and W, you didn't have much engage. But now trying having that Braum, playing a little bit of counter engage, just overall pretty strong. We're gonna see who Valpo wants to counter support this with. We know that this game we have our returning support from last year, Steamroller 14 in the game
He's
now.
back.
So I mean the Steamroller Dreadful combo is back in session. Uh, so we're gonna see who they've been like kind of labbing out, who they've been working together with, especially with this Misfortune pick. It's gonna be Rakan. Okay. Uh, I mean, good for Valpo, right? You still need some good engage. Rakan, one of the best engage in the game at this point. Uh, and we're gonna kind of have to see how Valpo wants to stack up Rakan with the rest of their squad.
I think we're gonna be seeing top lane in red one.
Yeah,
I think we're giving Jakimbo last pick.
yeah, that makes sense. After Jakimbo's game yesterday, I say yesterday. After
Yeah, that was
Jakimbo's
10
game,
minutes ago.
yeah, exactly, like 10 minutes ago. It's definitely something that you need to give him like counter. You need to give him at least an option to kind of run this game over. And we're seeing Trine doesn't want the Syndra again, just banning the Syndra out. Just get out the way. Honestly, I mean, good ban Syndra, like we talked about. Been so strong for so long. Um, really tough to try and play into her unless you're taking like an AD assassin.
See, I hope he picks Asol.
You think he picks Aesol?
I mean, he asked about it in draft last game.
All right. But no, Trine Valpo banning the Kled again, making sure that they don't have that Kled top, right? And then trying looking for last ban. I think I'm not sure. I think they banned the cat. Oh, okay. They're
They hate the Malphite.
going for the Malphite ban. All right. Um, yeah. If you're Valpo, I think you're okay then. If they ban Malphite, I think you're okay then with blind picking Jakimbo here.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's a better choice to let Jakimbo play into a worser lane and give Anaya now a little bit more prio.
Yeah,
Um,
especially since the last game we saw the last pick Gwen. That was a little shaking in my boots in
yeah.
Champ Select with
Hmm.
Scion versus Gwen, but Naya played it really well.
Yep.
Oh, we are
Okay.
just blind picking Ornn.
Just gonna blind pick porn. All right. Honestly, I mean, not bad at all. Wholesome Ornn, playing in the top lane. You have a lot of team fight. You have a lot of just like percent damage, percent magic damage. Um, but trying gonna have that counter pick then. So hovering that Olaf here maybe. Trying to look for that level 1, 2, 3 fight. Just run in, get that Q reset. But yep, going to go with
What
the
does that
Olaf
matchup
top.
actually look like?
So the
Let's
question is it's
let's find out.
does Trine try to blind like, kind of a solid mage here? Yep, okay, they're gonna blind Cassiopeia. Not bad at all, right? Obviously Cass one of the stronger mages in the game right now, especially with Roa, especially with Seraphs, right? You build these kind of items, it's really hard. She's extremely tanky, which makes her a good blind because you take that kind of tankiness into the mid lane, even if you get counterpicked pretty hard. It's pretty hard to die on Cass, being honest. You have to try. But there's the
There it
ASOL that
is.
Vector was talking
There it
about.
is.
Going with the ASOL. I mean, yeah, the way to beat tanky champs is to not kill
Blow
them.
them up. Blow them up.
Try not to kill them and just scale and outscale harder. Yep, there's the ASOL. All right. Um,
I was thinking, I was like, our last pick is gonna need do about 1,000,000 AP damage with this comp. It's like, oh, we're picking Asol.
Yeah,
Okay.
wow. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? No, but I mean, looking at this draft here, Valpo definitely a pretty big change up. Not going with any champs we saw last game other than Rakan, but trying picking up the Zaya, picking up the Maokai, right? I like Trine's draft here. I think Trine's draft is really strong, especially in that mid game. But Valpo is kind of banking on either winning really early or winning really late.
Yeah.
um, that mid game is, I feel like, going to be the weakest part because you don't really have the ASOL scaling as much. You're not really sitting with the misfortune like level 1, 2, 3 damage. Wukong will be nice, Ornn will be nice, but it's going to be a little bit tough. But you hit that late game, you get your Ornn upgrades, you have ASOL being ASOL, and you have Wukong with almost like 1,000,000 armor. It becomes really tough.
I
So I
think
think Valpo has to fight for prio early, and then kind of play as much as they can that mid lane, and then fight for prio late.
I think the Valpo strategy here is be better.
Yeah, honestly,
That's what it looks like we drafted.
other than like the mid lane, I think because mid lane obviously you're just gonna sit on your tower and farm. But yeah, I think the Valpo strat is
But the
just
other
like,
thing is the mass CC in team fights is just disgusting. Like you have the Wukong clone knockup,
yep.
Rakan AoE charm, and then Asol empowered ult obviously just nukes the entire map.
I
So
mean,
like
we
I
saw
don't know.
last game we picked a ton of like hyperscalers on both sides. We had a lot of like, okay, I need to scale under lane, I need to do this. With this game, I think a huge theme is you have a ton of CC.
Yeah.
So much CC on both sides. You talked about Valpo's side. I mean, looking at Trine, you have Maokai ult, you have Braum ult, you have Cassiopeia ult. Right there, and that's not including any other stun like
Yep.
Braum passive, Maokai W. You have so much in these kind of choke points that I feel like a huge thing in this game is going to be positioning,
We
right?
also have Ornn though.
Wholesome Ornn. Wholesome Ornn, unstoppable
Yeah, like
W.
we're
Yeah, you're
also
right.
really good in the choke points. Like
Yep. No, I think it's going to be who can take at least like positioning prio over a lot of their teams because, I mean, if we're looking at it, it's going to be who gets caught in choke point
yep.
first. But I mean, looking at this draft, we're going to take about a 5 minute break as we get into this, in client draft, and we'll see you guys after the spectator delay. was so bad. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for Week 1 GLEC. This is Game 2 of the Valpo versus Trine Esports for League of Legends. Looking at, runes, looking at summoners. Not seeing too much different here. Obviously, Jakimbo opting for that Arcane Comet, just going for a little bit more damage in lane, trying to choke or trying to poke out this cast, especially if you're playing a little bit more of a passive lane. It's pretty nice. But Dreadful going with the first strike, which means he might be
Oh,
going that
oh,
lethality build.
oh,
Oh, gotta be careful. Aim and be
oh
forced to
my God,
W
he's
out.
out. He's out.
Yep. There's the Q as well. 2 Qs hitting for Olaf. I mean, not gonna do much there, but still a little bit dangerous there.
That's my steamroller.
This bush is
Where are they
relentless.
going? Where's Anaya? What's happening?
What is going on? Dude, there's just crazy fights going on right now.
Classic Valpo Esports. Where is Anaya going?
No, I mean, uh, should be other than a little bit of a shaky start there, should be all good now. Um, just gonna be a pretty normal lane. I'm interested to see how Snacky Vengeance is going to path this game. Uh, because obviously you're sitting into a top lane where Ornn is not really gonna have much power in that lane, right? Your bot lane is definitely your best prior, but starting that blue side, I'm wondering if he is going to 3 camp this.
Ornn's current objective is to survive.
Yeah.
Like
If you could just make
this
it,
lane matchup is insane.
yeah, you
This
just need
is
to make it
probably
to
one
level
of
3.
the worst counter picks in the entire game. Just checked. It's about a 57% win rate for Olaf.
Yummy.
So that is just disgusting.
This Anaya's gonna have to go home and queue some Nefiri top to
But hey.
get rid
Anaya
of
did
this
just
like
beat
terrible
Anaya
counter
just beat
pick.
Gwen as Scion,
Mhm.
which is another horrible matchup.
Yeah,
So
but
I have hope.
I don't think that was fun. We see level
Okay,
2 here.
yep.
Gonna W up on this Braum, just trying to trade out a little bit. They're gonna be able to get out here. Q just chipping out a little bit, but not gonna be too much.
Zaya has a little bit more range than MF, so that's kind of expected.
Yep.
Oh, big
Okay,
trades,
trade there
big
for Anaya.
trades.
But I mean, still the CS just waiting for that wave to push back in. We're seeing, yay, ASOL lane, yay! Anyways, looking back in this bot side here, trying to get as much first strike proc as we can. There's the Q as well. We're gonna see that Q just hit insanely hard. Give it like one serrated Dirk. It's gonna be chipping like a fourth of people's health. But other than that, no, like you said, or like we were talking about at least, I don't think Anaya has had a fun matchup this whole time. You've had to counterpicked. Okay, I have to face Gwen as
It's fine.
Scion.
I
Now
mean,
I
to
have
be
to face
honest, like,
Olaf as
oh
Ornn.
my God, that is huge.
And the
That was
W
very
just missed.
visually impressive.
Yeah. The W just went the wrong direction there.
That was
I think
good
the
graphics. Thank
animation
you,
just
Riot
got
Games.
buffered a little bit. Okay. But no, I mean, looking, you see Wukong gonna have that full clear here. Looking to path around a little bit. Vector, as a jungler, what kind of are you looking for right now in this game, other than
Probably trying to kill
attacking
this
right now,
Olaf.
just walking up, getting a lot.
Oh.
Oh, and we
Oh.
have. He's almost alone here. It looks like he walked up while they were trying
Oh my
to
God,
flash out,
huge
trying to get
steamroller
away. The
engage.
ghost as well. That's both sums going down for Xayah. Xayah getting the pullback, but not going to be able to get anything. The stun going off. There's the E as well, trying to walk back up. They realize, all right, both sums are down. We still have exhaust. We might be able to bait this fight out and win this here.
I mean, that's a classic. Steamroller just owns everybody.
I mean, I don't think the classic is that they almost die and then they kill someone at like 5 health. That's like the bot lane classic
That's
for
true.
Dreadful and Steamroller together.
We're getting bot crab. Oh wait, double scuttle.
Oh, double scuttle, it's
Oh,
over.
Snacky Vengeance has double scuttled in his GLEC debut.
That's crazy.
Oh my
First
God,
game,
and he's gonna get this
scuttle.
double kill bot lane. Oh nope, never mind, I lied.
It's alright.
I'm the
The
Alex
double
Jones
scuttle
of
is what we need.
casting.
No, but his mid lane is lots of fun. They're both even on CS, sitting under.
Yo,
tower.
things are actually going extremely well for Anaya.
Yeah,
all
Anaya
things
is actually
considered.
playing this
like
really
Olaf
well.
has 0 mana and Anaya is full health. Olaf is getting kind of laughed at, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like he's
If
gonna go take his ball and go home.
if Anaya hits level 6 here, she might be able to pull something if
Oh, she
Olaf
is down
doesn't
on
back.
CS though.
Yeah.
But oh,
Just give it one moment, folks. There we go. Um,
our
leave client.
1950s television stopped working.
Yeah, honestly, our like ultra vision didn't work. It's
Oh
all
my
right.
god. Queued from 10 million miles away, over the river and through the woods.
No, but I mean, other than this game is just going pretty average. It's what we expected for these two team comps. Is that we talked about a lot of their fighting being in choke comps. We talked about a lot of CC, but we're not really gonna see that in lane, being honest. Until we see like a couple ganks coming out from our junglers as our client freezes again. Excuse us. Um, until then, we're kind of just wasting away time here. Especially after that 40-minute last game. This one's a little bit
I think we're
rough.
strapping in for another one.
Yep. Hey, it's
With
what we do.
with Asol, Ornn, Cassiopeia, like we are gonna be here for about 10 million years.
Yeah, honestly. And this is like that. Okay, that was the most interesting trade I think mid lane has had this whole game. And there's the knockup as well.
I
Now
give it
looking
about
for something
I
there.
give it about
There's a shot.
50-50 odds that we see the next Ice Age before the end of this game.
Honestly, we might, but Anaya is actually insanely strong. You have to be careful though. Olaf did just hit 6. I think he can just all in and win here, if he decided to.
How far is Anaya from 6? Can we? We can't see that, but
No,
oh
yeah.
god, that was okay.
It's
Actually,
okay. It's okay.
hold
You
on,
have
we were
Snacky
missing
Vengeance up top.
information.
You're not gonna be able to hit 6. Trying to hit 6 off this wave here, but there's the ult from Olaf up along with the ghost, trying
I
to be able to
missed the
get out there.
Wukong, and I saw Anaya key in like that, and I was like, it's over. But then I saw the Wukong.
Yep.
We're back.
No, but we have Maokai and Bush right here just waiting for something. Maokai, I'm gonna be real with you. Just leave. Like you're not getting anything out of Asol. It's the same thing if Snaggy Vengeance had sat in Bush for a while. You're not gonna get anything
Oh,
out of
but
that.
where is Steamroller? Steamroller is looking mid
Steamroller,
for something.
he's walking around a little bit.
Anaya
He's-
has TP, so I think we're gonna see a back end TP. If she can get Bramble Vest, things change a lot in this lane here. Like Bramble Vest is super helpful against Olaf.
Yep.
Anaya does have both sums available, which is definitely helpful. Oh, going for a Kindle Gem instead of the Bramble Vest.
But we see Braum was hiding in that bush here, trying to chip out a little bit. Might have a little bit of an
Oh,
engage here.
owie.
Gonna probably force some out of Steamroller. Not actually, though. He knows his limits. He's back in as well. Gets the W. You see Wukong and River here
comes. We
along
have
with
4
Asol.
bot.
They
We have
might
4
look for a
bot.
fly down. The miss on the W. You have to be careful. Here comes the ult from Asol. Not hitting anything. Getting a ton of damage, but the Braum E comes back up just to save them.
So sad.
They have to be careful. Maokai might be able to turn something here.
I think we're going to be looking for Dragon here. Or we might look to get Cassiopeia off this tower.
I mean, I'm glad that nothing's changed from last year. Every time watching Steamroller in lane take couple trades, I would like hold my breath to see if he would die or not. But every time he just wouldn't die. He loves to play with his limits, especially around his support champs, and it is insanely helpful to his team. So
He's been playing League of Legends since he was like
a wee
11.
a wee little child, a wee baby. Oh,
Oh
we
my,
do have the
holy
Maokai
moly.
will come out though.
Oh, that is
doesn't have a
teamwork.
tank.
You just love to
Walks
see
up,
that.
yeah,
A heroic sacrifice by Steamroller for his ADC.
yeah.
Like
First
the
kill
Iron
at-
Giant.
First kill at 8 minutes. We love there goes my hero.
You stay. I go.
And that's gonna
but
be
we
first
are
drag
going to get Dragon.
Valpo
A
though.
Cloud Drake. An early Cloud Drake is very helpful for these two roaming champions in
Yep.
Rakan and Asol. They're going to really like the extra movement speed to get
Whoa,
around
whoa,
the map quickly.
You say ASO roams? You mean roam to bot side to take CS and then roam back mid?
Oh, yeah, my bad.
There we go.
bad.
It's alright.
Roam bot to ult, hit no one, and then leave.
Giga Chad ASO mid. No, but I mean, taking that first dragon, obviously you see the Maokai ult go down. You know that it's not up. You know you can fight that. You have a really strong 2v2 with Wukong, with Asol. Might as well just take it. I think this is kind of like...
What is going on?
I don't know what's happening. Our top lane. This actually might be pretty good for Anaya.
what's
Anaya
going
has
on?
ult up.
What's going on?
Olaf is definitely
Oh,
waiting
yeah.
to pop ult. Yeah, there it is. Still gets the brittle, but
So silly. He's just sitting there autoing the tower.
I mean, I don't know what else is. I don't know what else they're supposed to do. I this top lane is like,
Oh, now Anaya needs to be
yes,
careful.
I will pick counter pick into
Oh,
Ornn.
Anaya, be careful.
Tower platings, and that's it. I
Both
mean,
junglers are topside. We might be looking to see a Herald play because it is now up.
yep. I mean, you do have Olaf low. He has Ghost, but he has no ult, which is kind of huge. I feel like you are really strong if Wukong, and we see Wukong pathing up there as well. Huge trade from Anaya as well. Almost going down. Almost getting the kill. Okay.
All right, now let's get Herald. Let's get Herald,
Yep.
gang.
All
Let's
right,
get Herald.
we see Snacky Vengeance walking up.
What is he doing in there?
He is taking this fight. He
Oh,
wins
he's
this against
beating the.
Wukong. He can walk there. He gets him pressured out, and now that is the whole top side outside of Cass
but,
roaming.
but
free.
Wukong Sapling Gaming just throws a sapling, smack him.
I mean, now if you're looking to make a play, you got to make the play now after Chikimbo pushes this mid wave in. It looks like he will look for a little bit of a trade. Yep, there's a couple of pings going out. You have to be careful. Olaf is now full health, walking back. I think you just have to call off the Rift play now. I think it took a little bit too long there. But 11 minutes, 1 kill.
Oh, Snacky Vengeance has decided to
What
stay.
did we say? Oh, you looking for something? Nope. this is
Uh-oh,
Cass Ace lane.
uh-oh.
Oh my
Holy
goodness.
moly.
Oh my goodness. There's
Holy
three. There's the
moly.
Maokai ult coming out as
Holy
well.
moly,
The
Cass
stun.
cannot move.
Uh-oh.
Cass can't move.
Oh, this is huge. Snacky Vengeance gets one, but is
Oh my
it
God,
might be
he's-
a 1 for 2.
oh no.
The W flew after him. He gets the turn though, and that's gonna be a 2 for 2.
And both kills went on Maokai.
Yep. Both kills for Maokai. Maokai now has a shutdown. This is actually huge for Valpo. Looking to see a
Maokai-
little bit of action and buffer. We got 1 ounce of.
Maokai learned his lesson from last game. I had
Yeah.
to teach him a thing or two. He's going Bammies first this time.
And I mean, there we go. Okay, we're back. You know, sometimes it's always a guessing game if you have to actually click something on the client or if the client will just fix itself. So excuse us, folks, having a couple technical difficulties. No worries though.
Valpo is down a bit of gold, but we are the harder scaling team.
Yeah.
We have Asol, one of the hardest scaling champions in the game. But
Yep,
we
and here's a
also
huge engage
have,
in this bot side as well.
Huge
The misfortune
MF
ult as well. So much damage going out. Rakan just trying to play around a little bit here, getting the dash back in. The flash and root back from
that is
Zaya
just a-
gonna be huge.
That is just a disgusting Zaya E.
That's gonna be a kill to misfortune and a kill to Braum. So it's actually a really good trade for
Holy
this
moly.
bot side here. At least like evening it out a little bit. Rakan going for something, trying to play so Snacky Vengeance
my
can
God.
at least get that
What
last
is going
hit.
on?
Yo, fly on him! Fly on him! My final message. Goodbye.
Bye.
As he flies away to that mid lane. It's
But yeah,
alright.
we have two very well scaling champions in MF and Asol, as well as Ornn, who is a good scaler in his own regard, but also gives upgraded mythic items.
Yep. No, I mean, I think if it wasn't bad enough already with the ASOL, you have the upgraded mythic items, and that's just disgusting because you get the extra magic pen from Leandries, and you get the extra burn. It's just disgusting. You do have the Sky's Descent. Drag is coming up here. There's
What
Maokai
is
ult
going on?
trying to get something. You seen this
Maokai
game?
ult down with Dragon in
Yeah,
a few seconds.
and they lane swapped as well. I guess it just wasn't good for Olaf top into.
How do we see how much time is on the Dragon? We have the little Herald timer, but
So as we check, we're gonna take a look really
on
quick to see
camera?
what we got here. But man, it's like it's really rough.
oh,
Oh,
where are we going?
we haven't engaged in this top side here. Another shot. The ult comes out, but it's not gonna be enough as they will just walk away here.
Well, Dragon spawned.
Yep. I mean, Dragon's up now. You have the Sky's Descend from Asol.
Well, but
Uh,
Asol's backing. Asol's
yeah.
backing.
I mean, he does have.
He has his little fly in.
He has his little fly. Yeah, he can get over walls pretty quick. But it looks like Trine is going to use the opportunity. Let's try and take something here. I mean, he did have Sork boots in base. He did have Tier in base, so it makes sense why he wanted to back it. Here's a huge engage in this top side as well. Trying to get that is pretty even for Ornn, honestly. Anaya has done a really good job at trying to get back in this lane. Still, you know, a pretty big CS difference, right, at like 20. But when we're talking like a 43% win rate of a matchup, this is
That's
pretty
pretty
good.
good.
Like that's all you can ask really.
Things are going on around Baron. Maokai throwing out his little guys,
Mhm.
clearing some wards. The
Yep. I mean,
usual.
we've been watching like Ward Clear Central for like the past 5 minutes, honestly. Just trying to get enough damage here. We're seeing. I mean, it makes me laugh. The mid lane makes me laugh a lot of the time. The only action is when 3 people show up in
Yeah,
each
to be
side.
honest, I'm really not a fan of some of the itemization we're seeing from Valpo.
Really.
Yep, I would have like obviously you're the A soul professional, but me personally, correct me if I'm wrong.
Mhm.
Roa is not the worst thing in the world for A soul.
Roa is not the worst thing in the world right now. The idea is that Ornn's upgrade on Leandries is much better than the Roa upgrade.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
So,
At least like damage
and
wise.
the
And
other
remember,
thing, like I touched on earlier, is I would have much preferred to see crit from the MF,
hmm
considering we'll probably like look, we have Divine Sunderer from Wukong. We'll
here's the
probably
ult
see
from
Black
Maokai as
Cleaver
well.
next.
Looks like Misfortune did get caught out here trying to get a little bit of damage, but that will be a kill to Xayah. Maokai playing for that dragon, just being able to sit in that jungle there. It's gonna be careful because it puts Snacky Vengeance and Steamroller on the back foot here for this dragon. You do have upgraded ult though.
Yeah, we
Cass
have.
is gonna
Oh,
have
it
to
looks like
back.
we're gonna see an
And here
engage
comes
here.
the engage
Oh,
as
here
well.
comes the
Huge
Sky's
ult.
Descent.
Boom! Jakimbo takes the kill from Xayah. Going, Wukong picks up the second kill as well, and that's gonna be Dragon. Red team steal.
Oh, and we're gonna see
Cass is
Cassiopeia
in.
go down
Here
too.
comes the fly as well. Double kill.
Oh,
Going to Snacky
Braum
Vengeance.
too?
The reset as well for
This guy's
Jakimbo.
a
The E
freak!
coming out, but he's out of mana. He won't be able to pick anything back up, and he's
That's
forced to
fine.
walk away.
That's fine. Valpo comes out with the dragon and a couple kills.
Yep. Al-
That's
Like,
that's
although you
nice.
at least try and prioritize bot side for that dragon, right? You get that ult in the bot. The issue is that it gave Jakimbo free roam in mid to push up and attack. So when he pushed Cass out of lane, now you're looking at an even 3v3 with
Valpo
upgraded ISO.
narrowly kept first tower. I don't think it's going to last.
Yeah, I think it's gone.
Both top turrets are very damaged, but Trine is going to get the first turret narrowly.
Yep. I mean, it's rough, but again, that's really all you can do. We've seen this top side. Trine has really been drafting for that. Trine last game drafted for that top side counter. This game we had to give an eye a weak side to give Jakimbo that counter pick, and we're seeing especially in that fight. Oh my goodness, almost a solo right there on that Xayah. It looks like he's still hunting. He sees a couple, just trying to get a little bit of damage out. There's a huge knockup as well from Rakan. A lot of damage. Getting the flash out of Cassiopeia there in this bot side. There's a lot going on now. For the first like 10 minutes, it was sleeper, but now we're all going everywhere. It's kind of going insane. But I mean, walking back here, right? We were talking about itemization before we got like interrupted by fight and such. Um, Landry's just has a way better upgrade and into their team comp as well because you have a bit of a tankier Cassiopeia, you have a bit of a tankier Olaf, you have a bit of a tankier
Yeah, that makes
Maokai,
sense.
right? You want the burn damage and you need the magic pen
Yeah.
that Leandries gives.
I still think that we definitely should have gone crit on the MF.
Yeah, but we'll see, honestly.
Anaya is going to definitely
Uh-oh.
need some help here.
Yeah,
with,
this is gonna be a
with
little
the
bit rough.
Olaf.
Looking for maybe a toss up, but the dash in being CC immune
I mean,
is
this
just not gonna
CC
be too
immune
much.
with
Oh.
no end is insane. That's
Yeah.
just so hard to deal with for Ornn.
Yeah.
Anaya is just going to have to start to respect.
Yep, and there's the Maokai
Little
ult
more.
as well, trying to catch out Misfortune here. Gets the root. There's the knockup as well, and it looks like Jacob. Oh, a huge dash in and ult from Rakan, being able to back them off. Steamroller saving his life. Huge ult
Jakimbo's
from
going in.
Aesol as well, being able to fly in. Here he
He's
comes.
going after him.
Although
Oh,
there's
he
like
stopped.
4 of them there. Don't run in.
Oh, he's still after him.
Oh, he's still
He's
going.
still after
Huge
him.
knockup, forcing the Xayah ult out. Jakimbo picking up
I
the
think they
kill
can
on
push
Braum.
this,
Flying.
honestly.
Here comes the reset. Here comes the dragon.
Oh,
huge knockup
huge.
from Rakan, but the slow is just too much. He couldn't get back in E range, and it looks like they're trying to get something. The dash in from Wukong, but he dashes backwards. It's gonna open
Nice,
him
nice.
up.
Smites to the.
Yep,
Oh.
the smite
Oh.
finishes him
Oh,
off.
here
Flashes
comes
over wall.
Aesol.
He's going for his eye. Has
Nice.
nothing, and Jakimbo picks up the kill.
And this is going to turn into a herald for Valpo. We are going to pay the price of the bot turret.
Yep. But I mean, you have to give something here. You win a little bit.
I would
top
really
side.
like to see Jakimbo take mid tower.
Yep.
Oh,
Um,
oopsie.
I think, although it's like it's nice to take mid tower, but if Rift Herald dies in his E, he gets like 5 stacks. instead of like
I
his normal like
suppose.
1. So he's really looking.
But
Okay, he
look
didn't
how
even put
low
the
it
E down.
is.
All right. You know, I look really dumb now. Thank you, Justin. But it's all right.
Are we on camera?
No, yep, there's the mid tower at least. Okay, so we got
Okay,
the
we
best of
did
both
see mid
worlds
tier.
there.
I'm no longer mad. I have forgiven
Hmm.
Jakimbo.
Yep, and there's the knockup as well with the E.
Oh
Ton of
my,
damage. There's
holy
Makai ult.
moly.
Tries to walk up and
No
tank it, but
body
it looks like
block.
they both got rooted. There's the ult to try and charm, just stop them a little bit, but it looks like they
Oh,
won't
what
get
is
caught
going
out.
on?
Pushing way too far up there and just a little bit of a misplay with that Maokai R. Both of them getting rooted instead of just one. A little bit rough, but we're seeing here just now Trine's gonna try and push something here. Huge ult from Misfortune kills the whole
This
wave and
Braum
their
into
whole
MF is so sad. Like, Jacob's like, I got him this time.
well
Braum says, nuh-uh.
that did kill their whole mid push though. They're forced to at least move around a little bit. They're
I
gonna catch bot
suppose.
side
And we're
here.
going to be looking at Dragon here on spawn, most likely. It's up in some amount of time. We cannot determine with our current technology.
Yeah. For some reason, excuse us folks, we have objective timers on, but the objective timers just aren't on screen. Couldn't tell you why, but we apologize for that.
Baron is up, but our Herald objective timer has disappeared because it is no longer here.
Yep. See, interface visibility, objective timers. What can we do? Maybe click it off, click it on. Nope. Sweet.
Well, now it's yellow. We know it's yellow, so
Pog. No, and we have a couple of engage here. Olaf's walking down. He might be able to just walk in and ult here. You're looking for Asol over the wall. He does have the Sky's
Trine
Descent.
is doing a very good job of zoning off. We need Olaf to get here still.
Yep, and we need Ornn to be able to throw something in. There's a huge knockup as well on Cassiopeia. Jumping in, there's the ult. Olaf jumps to the backside.
Huge
Here comes the
knockup.
ult. It looks like
Where is the Sky's Descend? We need to see it come down.
What is going on? Snacky Vengeance
Oh my God,
jumps in from
Snacky
the side
Vengeance
here.
just said-
Walking in as well. Gotta go bounce side. What is our camera doing? What is going on? We're walking. There he is, walking over the side. Huge knockup as well. Here comes the Sky's Descent.
Here comes the Sky's
Huge
Descent.
knockup.
Cassiopeia
Jakimbo
is
picks
going
up
down.
another kill.
Jakimbo
Gonna
is
fly
after
in on
them.
the Olaf. Olaf looking to get a shield or something.
okay,
but there's
that
the
was a little-
shutdown.
That was a little close. Had me sweating for a second.
Wow. I mean, that was kind of how we thought the fights would go out, right? We're looking at chokes. Olaf just sprints straight through the choke to backline, kills Anaya. But I mean, the rest of
is
our team.
Valpo? Okay, never mind. I saw Jakimbo moving up, and I was like, are we going for Baron right now?
I mean,
going to
Snacky
Baron?
Vengeance doing what he can. But other than that, not too hot of a game for top lane, right? Obviously, but Snacky Vengeance in that fight, being able to peel for that backside, just kind of walk around with Jakimbo. His ult in combination with, Jakimbo with the slow,
Yeah.
and then pairing it with the lethality of Misfortune is extremely strong for working these choke points like we talked about.
Misfortune is at 2 items now, so she is actually gonna
Yep.
do a little damage.
And there's
Kind
a
of,
knockup as well.
maybe. Actually, I'm not convinced lethality Misfortune actually does any damage.
No, trust me. Listen, she hit 2 items. The
Oh
next
my.
knockup that you
Oh
see.
my.
Yeah, okay, never mind. Steamroller has to be careful here. I think Steamroller is just dead.
Yeah,
They popped
rip my boy.
Maokai ult for that.
I'm sure Valpo will spin the block for steamrolling.
Yeah, I think they're gonna get their get back honestly, because now you don't have Maokai ult up, which is kind of huge for.
Are we gonna see a Maokai ultless Baron from Trine?
Maybe. I mean, they are fighting a 4v5. A lot of their engage is Steamroller, so it's huge. But here comes the TP from Trine, getting the back. Now you do have the 5v4, but let's play the chip game.
But like, Asol has 3 items. One is Seraph.
Here comes
and
a huge
four-stack
knockup as well.
Dark
Dodging in.
Anaya
A
with
flash
the
and ult from
entire ult.
Cassiopeia on the backside. Snacky Vengeance tries to go down, but he just has no backup because of a huge stun that popped off. Asol trying to look for something, but
Yeah,
not
that
going to be
was-
much. He just has to get out. They did
that
drop
was
Rift
rough.
Herald mid. They are trading towers here, at least mid, but that is going to be Baron for
I
Trine.
mean, Jakimbo has not given up. He's still in.
Yep, Jakimbo is going for something here.
That huge shield from
Yeah.
Seraph's letting him get one.
It
Baron
sucks.
will only be on 4 members of the enemy team.
The flash, but it was just right after Braum passive proc, so it's just a little bit too hard to get there. You will have Rift Herald charge
Shelly
mid here.
might take this, to
Might
be
be able
honest.
to take tower, yeah. And there's mid tower as
Insane.
well, opening up
That's
that
insane.
inhibitor.
Oh, get the inhib!
No way. Nobody's gonna
No
stop this.
way!
Nobody's stopping him.
Shelly!
Shelly, no.
So
Oh,
sad. We
my
mourn the loss
goat.
of Shelly.
My goat. No. I mean, trading Baron is one thing, right? But you did take all the way to tier 3 tower. So for Valpo, it's still pretty worth. You are down gold here. You're down a little bit of priority. But other than that, I think it's still a playable game state, especially you have 3 item Asol. You have
And 3
Misfortune.
dragons.
Excuse me?
We have 3 dragons.
Yep. I
3
think
whole
we're fine.
dragons.
Honestly. I think we'll be good. Especially if we can pick up that Ocean Soul, that's going to be huge, especially because we're rocking Radiant Virtue on the Rakan, which is kind of big. You get a ton of healing in those fights. But I mean, to think about it, if I asked you 15 minutes ago what the score would be, you would never expect this much. As there's another pick. I mean, they're just spamming Maokai Holt on Steamroller here, just trying to pick him before everything. Steamroller's doing his best to try and get any vision control or anything, but I think they're just going to try and tilt him here. Honestly, I would be pretty tilted at this point.
There's no objectives up, so Valpo just needs to stop this siege.
Yep. I mean, as long as they can like put Asol in that lane, I think they'll be fine. Uh, it's a little bit rough because you don't really have anyone on this team that can match Olaf, being honest. Olaf's ult just being the main reason why. Because obviously you can zone him out with Asol, but Asol's E doesn't work anymore. His ult doesn't work. He has no getaway. Olaf just as fast as Asol flying at
But
that
I mean,
point.
look at this wave clear. Like the MF and ASOL wave clear is just such a huge help with this Baron.
Yep.
But Dragon is going to be coming up in about a minute, so we'll see if Valpo is going to just give this or they're going to try and move to get Soul.
Yep. I mean, it is a rough like matchup in this top lane. So there's not much you can do to match, but it looks like they will be 5-manning this. There's the ult as well. They see him on vision.
Huge
ult from
knockup.
Asol, a ton of damage. Snacky Vengeance engages from the left side as well. Anaya, the ult coming in. Cassiopeia ult misses. The knockup from Rakan, the ult as well.
Just
Shutdown going to Asol.
Huge
Misfortune ult. Another E coming down. Might be looking for an
ASOL
execute
is
here. A
melting
ton of damage.
everybody.
Double kill. Zaya picks up another one. It's really scrappy here. But the Misfortune Q kills one, bounces, and kills a second. Another knockup. Zaya's doing her best.
Get her.
Trying to
Nice.
get something. And there it is. A 2-for-5 trade for Valpo.
And I think they're going to go for
It's
Dragon here.
Ocean Soul
This
as well.
is like
Yep.
a Dark Souls boss fight. You're on
get
1 health,
so
no
mu-
flasks left.
If you let Anaya take this and you get a ton of smite healing as well, I think they have this in the bag. But that was huge for Valpo. The Cassiopeia missing, Snacky being able to peel off that Maokai from the left side to stop dive on backside, Anaya hitting a huge Orin ult to the back, and then Jakimbo just kind of walking in and trading out. Although they did lose Jakimbo and Dreadful, Dreadful's ult in that fight was huge. Overall, really, really well played, especially playing slow with Steamroller's ult.
We are starting to see some upgrades from
Yep.
Ornn.
Bonk, bonk,
Bonk,
bonk.
bonk, bonk.
Hit him with it.
And that is an upgrade onto our
Mid laner and
Yomu's-
bot lane. Yep.
Yomu's Ghostblade, Yomu's Wake. We got
Yep.
the Unspoken Parasite.
I want you to check for me, Leandries. Look at it.
Leandry's Lament.
You see what I mean? 12% bonus max damage.
That is
You know what I
pretty
mean?
good. That is
110,
that is
25
pretty
ability
good.
haste. That's what I mean. What Leandry's ability haste is just so strong with the magic pen that you get. It's crazy. Because it's the mythic passive is that magic pen. That's really what I was looking for. But man, I mean now we're seeing the scaling go on.
Blake, what's your guess for the next objective to come up?
I mean it's gonna be Baron, right? It's gonna be Baron, but I'm thinking. I have to calculate this one out. Snacky Vengeance does get stunned here, taking a lot of damage.
But he's playing
that was just a
Wukong,
clone.
so he has flash and like a 20-second cooldown.
Yep. I mean, he is just playing around a little bit with his clone. Braum trying to clear a little bit of vision here, has a lot of prio. It's really rough because with that Maokai, I mean, Maokai is very trigger happy with the ult this fight, which we saw was not at all the case last game. So now it's a little bit rough trying to poke them. Obviously, Snacky Vengeance jumping in, using the clone to just disengage back out for a little bit of damage.
Asol is about to go
Yeah, Asol is just pushing
insano
this side.
style in the bot lane.
Yep, they're gonna
we're seeing a TP.
the Olaf, but you have to see. Yep, it is
Oh,
going to
but
be enough to
Asol's just
stop them
leaving,
there.
juked out.
Yep, but it looks like they will, after seeing that TP,
There is an engaged top
yeah,
lane.
they're going
We'll
to
see
look
what
for
it is
something
in just a
topside. A
second.
huge
Oh, Asol's
route
coming back.
Asol's coming back as well. There's the Cassiopeia ult. It's just so much damage.
Oh my
Snacky Venge
God.
is able to get out, and a huge ult, and ult from Misfortune. A ton of damage going out. Steamroller jumping to the back line, but it's not going to be enough. This Xayah is just taking over, though. She's kiting like
Yeah, I mean,
crazy
the other
here.
problem is we have 3 items on MF for her not to do any damage because Braum puts up a shield.
Yeah. I mean, Braum into MF is really, really tough to actually play against because Braum just walks into that ult, which is honestly in lethality is the best thing about her, right? Is that ult. So Braum, like you said, just pretty much just face tanks it. It's really tough.
To be honest, a good idea might be Leandries on Braum, just for the 30% reduced tenacity.
You think
Because they
so?
need to kill Braum. Like, he is such a big problem. Like, obviously, usually you don't want to kill the front line, but in this case, with the comp that Valpo has built, we cannot touch the back line until Braum is dead.
Yeah, Braum is playing. Be Omnipotent is playing insanely strong. In these team fights, we've seen him. He's spacing himself extremely well. Especially into this Valpo comp. So looking at it, at least a little bit of an engage from Snacky, but I mean, he knows he's safe. He's not really in any danger here. But yeah, I mean, like you said, it is kind of like you need Braum down
Anaya
because
does need some MR. Like, she is lacking in the MR department.
yeah,
But one MR item with the Ornn passive is just going to give so much survivability.
yeah. I mean, it's insanely strong, but right now, really, although like the CC is crazy, right, and Braum is blocking a ton of damage, Xayah is insane
Yeah.
carrying these fights. Um, with the
I mean,
pullback,
Xayah is a whole item
yeah.
ahead of.
Polips, in comparison to last game, right, playing the Sivir, you obviously have to play a little bit more passive. This game with Xayah, we've seen her flash forward, and there's Barry
my God,
going
go
down
for it.
as well. Might be able to get over.
Let's go!
Red team steal! Snacky picks it up. Will go down for it, but they might be able to just trade Baron for 4v5. Huge jump in and steal
Insane.
from Snacky in his GLEC debut.
Oh yeah, this is the GLC. That's my bad.
Yeah, it's GLEC. Yeah,
GLEC.
crazy. No, I mean, and here comes a CC
Olaf
immune.
is gonna go down here.
Hopefully the damage is enough.
Is
Maw
he?
is just insane.
That life
The
steal
Sarah
is
shield.
okay.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
that
my
was just
lord!
disgusting.
It's the Sarah shield, but it's the life steal from Hex Drinker.
Yeah, you're
His
a monster.
His Maw of Morbius kicked in to save him.
He's evil, man. He's evil. But no. Getting that kill at least splits up the lane a little bit, gives a little bit of pressure
But
back.
with
so
Olaf
Akimbo
dead, nope, split push bot lane is over.
Yep. I mean, you just kind of want to open up to get it back after that because you didn't really have time after that Baron. But now, I mean, having your team Baron, Valpo is still playing the behind game, right? Still down 3K gold.
The
But
gap is closing.
we're
The
seeing.
gap is closing with about a minute to go till Elder Dragon.
Yep, we're
So
seeing
that'll be
now
a
it's
big
like.
fight for the fate of the game.
I think Valpo, the biggest thing now is they have to adjust how they're going to approach these fights.
If Valpo has Baron, but if Valpo pushes out Wave and gets a clean team kill, the game's over.
Yep.
Because we have Baron and can get a mid wave pushing. And I think that's what they're gonna look to do here.
You just have to be careful. Also, Jakimbo's E is so giant now. I thought it was his ult. I thought he just ulted midwave, but no. I think Valpo really has to play around that Braum E. Being honest, because if Braum E is up, Jakimbo or not Jakimbo, excuse me, Dreadful does nothing. That's kind of the play here. But now with Baron going up, they're gonna clear a lot of this vision here.
How many stacks does he need? Oh, he's not close to ult.
Nope.
Okay.
No, he's not.
Valpo has very good objective prio. Where are we going?
We have Elder Dragon back up now. We have a.
Olaf is
They are
pushing
gonna just
top.
start this up immediately. We're looking for a fight because Olaf is top. Olaf does have TP though. He's probably gonna look to TP in this later on, trying to just bait out a little bit. They don't have a ward. They might TP in this bush here, but have to be careful. Valpo pulling it in, getting something. Here comes the Maokai ult, trying to tank this. Anaya does step up to tank it. There's a lot. Here's a huge engage and ult as well. Huge stun, and there goes the heart from Jakimbo.
That is just huge
ult from
damage from the
Dreadful.
MF.
A ton of
Jakimbo's at
damage.
full health, full mana. We
Yep.
still have Valpo smite up. Maokai is 1 health, but he may look to steal this because this could decide the entire game.
Yep, I mean, Snacky Vengeance is still up here. Zaya is up. We're seeing the damn.
Oh
and
my
there's
God.
the shutdown as
Okay,
well going down.
I stand corrected.
We're standing huge
Lethality
here.
MS
It's a huge
does
fight
do
trying
damage.
to zone them out. Maokai has to go for something here. There's the flash over the wall. Going for. And he steals it! He gave it to himself and his Cassiopeia. He made the
not
steal.
if Jakimbo has anything
Not
to say about
anymore.
it.
And that's
No
going to be
Elder.
a 5-man wipe.
Elder denied.
Yep.
Let's see Valpo shove here.
Obviously not the best option for them, but it's the best outcome out of that steal, and that's all you can ask for. Valpo now is going to push this mid wave. I mean, can we pan over to Jakimbo really quick to check on his size of his
Can
E?
we get much higher?
Can we get much higher?
So high.
No, but
Oh,
I mean, it's beautiful. Honestly, it's beautiful. Now Valpo has the scaling. Like we talked about, they played around the Brahmi, saw that dreadful setup on his ult was insane there. Steamroller's been doing this engage all game, but finally, it's starting to work out now with his ult. And the Radiant Virtue healing, honestly, was huge
Yeah.
for that whole team. Radiant Virtue and the Ocean Soul healing, I think, was the difference in that fight. Man. I mean, what did I expect, though? It's another 40-minute game.
I
So,
told you. I think I
if
feel
you-
the temperatures dropping for that ice age.
Yeah, I
No.
think so, honestly. No, I mean, hey, if you wanted to watch League of Legends today, you're definitely getting your fill because Valpo Esports is going to be playing for like 5 hours today, I guess. But no, finishing this up, walking around a little bit, just trying to get as many levels as you can. Snacky Vengeance doing pretty good to tempo this up a little bit with their team.
The what?
Just a little bit up on item, right? But not too much. The CS difference is crazy though. He's been farming a ton. Jakimbo with 326 CS.
What
at
can he
36
even
minutes.
spend his money on now? Nothing.
Potions. He buys potion.
Yeah, but he's got one.
He buys Potion of Wrath, gets the Omnivamp from it. Uh-oh. He does have Sky's Descend though, so I think honestly we're looking at our last fight here. Valpo has to look for something. You have to be careful. Maokai sitting in this bush looking for some type of ult.
no TP.
Yep, I think this is huge. I think Valpo has to go in right now. Olaf being in that side lane is way too strong, but I don't know if they recognize it yet. Yep, there's a couple of pings. They seize him down there.
What is going on?
But it looks like they're
nothing
just
is happening.
delaying. They might just be a little bit too hesitant here. They might not know the timer on Olaf. But yeah,
Where
I
are
don't
they
think they know the
oh, wait,
timers
never
on
mind, never mind.
Olaf. I don't think they know his teleport's down.
Where is Valpo going?
Don't ask me, man. I don't know. We do have Baron up. I think. I think Baron is coming up soon. I don't know because our objective timers don't work.
It
But,
is. You can see that little hourglass is yellow, so it'll
it's
be
10
here soon.
seconds. If it's yellow, it's 10 seconds. I know that. So it's
All right,
coming up
here is
like
the Baron.
right now. But Olaf's still working. I mean, his TP is going to be up by the time Baron fight pops off. So if Valpo wants to go for something, and there's the brittle proc as well, getting a good trade. And there's the ult over
Fight
the
'em.
wall as well, hitting it, walking up in the E. It's going to hit nothing though. They just went
that
to
is
proc
sad.
it.
That is tragic.
Yeah, I mean, Olaf's TP is now up, so you can get matched on both sides. Difference is, if he tries the TP, I think Anaya has a lot of CC options
both
to try
top
and interrupt
laners
him
do
out
have
of it.
TP. Worst case scenario for Olaf is go for the TP, get stunned. I do think Anaya has to kind of chill out with the fighting here because
Yeah,
Olaf definitely needs some respect at this point in the game. That
you
is
see
a
how much
lethal
healing he's
Olaf.
getting?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Ravenous Hydra is insane for him right now. He's almost full health again. Yeah, this might be death for Anaya. It's just too much fighting.
Oh.
She stepped back up. Yep.
That is going
that's
to be a
gonna
problem
really rough
for Valpo.
Yep, they're going to start up this dragon here. It's going to be up to chance to try and steal this again. Looking over the wall. There it is. He jumps in. Gets the knock up as well. Trying to get something. They delayed the Baron. Not going to get it, but he steals
That
it
is
again!
just disgusting.
And another
That
kill!
is just
And he
disgusting.
flashes out! There's another engage!
Someone needs to go protect
He's
the Valpo
insane!
Esports base.
Where are the scouts?
Where are the scouts?
Someone needs to protect the Valpo Esports
He's
base.
flying out. No, but Olaf is ending the game. They're gonna have to get back. It looks like Jakimbo's just gonna fly over the wall. There's a knockup as well. A ton of damage there. That's a kill. They lose one tower, but wait a sec. They no TP up other than Anaya in 20 seconds. They're just gonna have to push this mid wave out. There is a deep ward though. Yeah, they're not looking for anything there, but yeah, Jakimbo's just gonna fly up. They have to end this game now. Honestly, it's gonna be Braum up first and then Zaya. So if they can delay enough, but you see just how fast Valpo's team is trying to end this, and the E takes up literally the whole wave. Dude, MVP Snacky Vengeance this game with 2 Baron steals clutch to literally save this game for Valpo. Give enough time for their team to like scale, and they're just going for tower. Zaya's walking up, probably looking for an ult. There's the ult from Braum as well. The knockup from Snacky Vengeance. The redemption coming in. Dreadful picks up that kill, and I think this is just going to be a little bit Jover as they start hitting this next. Please hit the Nexus. Please hit the Nexus. Oh my goodness.
Hey.
All right, that's going to be game.
Hey,
Valpo Esports winning the series against Trine 2-0 with that
GG.
last game being insanely tough. I mean, you didn't see it in the booth obviously, but we've been standing for like the past like 40 minutes literally like trying to get this game. Wow. Right? We saw that very end. Snacky Vengeance coming in his debut, 2 Baron steals,
2 Baron steals.
Soul and double scuttle. Crazy.
Insane.
And then we had Jakimbo obviously on the ASOL. Dreadful started to scale. And then Steamroller just being Steamroller, right? Going in and just full steam ahead.
Yep.
Ult, jump in.
Full steam ahead. That's a good slogan for Steamroller. We
Oh.
should make it like an edit.
Yo. Okay, that's a crazy idea. No, I might get to work on that, honestly. But no, overall, great game from Valpo Series 1. But if you haven't had your fill of League yet, this is not the like only series of today.
We'll be back.
Valpo Esports has one more series after this one. So overall, 1-0 on the day so far, but we're looking to make it 2-0. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys very soon.